live. It is ChubbyRay Comics Roundtable. My name is ChubbyRay. With me is Cosmic Collector. Good to see you, brother.
Let's go. What's up? Thank you for having me.
Very happy to have you on. You're one of my favorites. I follow you on TikTok, and I know you're on YouTube. You do a lot more on TikTok. I mean,
I do.
You're big on TikTok. I have no idea how to get. I have no idea how to get big on TikTok. I have. YouTube seems really easy for me. TikTok is. I think my videos are too long. I think, but
I like to describe it all like this. YouTube takes a lot of like skill. I feel like TikTok is a lot of luck for me.
Well,
you got to hit that For You page, and then it's
YouTube takes skill, and TikTok takes youth and looks help.
Well, then how did I get?
I don't have either of those. I haven't had those for a very long time. So, yeah, but I'm very, very glad that you are on this program. I've wanted you on as a guest since I started doing the roundtable. Roundtables, everybody, as you know, everybody that's watching, you guys know I love a roundtable because I talk to other comic content creators, and I've had so many great interviews, and I know today's going to be as well. So let me start with you with the first question that I love to ask everybody. Let's hear your comics origin story. Let me know how old Lil Cosmic was when you picked up your first comic, who bought it for you, who do you owe? Let me know exactly how you got into comics.
Of course. I guess technically shout out my mom. It was just Mother's Day because she bought me my first comic book. I mean, it started way sooner than when I actually picked up my first comic because I was a kid and I loved all the animated stuff. You know, Batman, the animated series, Justice League, Teen Titans. I grew up on that stuff. So I was just I was in a Barnes and Noble, I think, one day, or Books A Million, one of the two. And I just saw a volume of Deadpool and I was like, oh, Deadpool seems cool. He seems funny. Mom, can I get it? And then she was like, yeah. And I read that book front to back probably 100 times before I got more comics.
That's what we do with our first comics, man.
Yep, front to back. I still have it. I still have the copy. It's probably one of my favorite things in my collection just because of what it means to me. And then I've off and on collecting comics throughout my entire life, but it was 2022 when the Batman came out that I started like hardcore collecting.
Did you immediately know that you loved comics?
Oh, I mean,
was it an immediate thing? Like, because you seem to have, I mean, my enthusiasm for comics is great, and I have somewhat of knowledge, but you seem to have it all: enthusiasm, knowledge. You can tell that I think you're a creator yourself. Because I know you're writing some comics. We will get into that, but you seem to really have a whole magical connection to comics.
Yeah, I mean, I like to explain it. My love for comics definitely developed more recently, but my love for superheroes has been around since I was probably 2 years old. You know, like Spider-Man, Batman, Superman. It was just characters that I looked up to. Through elementary school, middle school, I was watching all the, TV shows and animated projects. I really latched on to superheroes. I grew up in Mississippi. In Mississippi, there's not a lot of, it's a lot of bad ideologies going around Mississippi. It's not a great place to be.
I could not live in Mississippi.
So TV was kind of my escape. Heroes taught me compassion and all of these things that a lot of people need nowadays.
What were you doing in Mississippi? Was your father in the military, or what was going on? What the heck?
I grew up in Mississippi throughout until high school and college, I guess, because my dad lived there. And then I moved to Florida, and I just tell people I'm from Florida because I don't like to claim this.
So you as soon as you turned 18, you left? Is it one of those situations?
I turned 18. I went to college for about 2 years in Mississippi, and then I moved in with my mom in Florida, and then I got my own place there because she lived there my whole life.
Oh, okay, your parents were divorced. Okay, okay. So you moved in with the person who bought you the comic. Well, that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
And then you went down to Florida, and you were living there, and that's when you got big enough to actually say, I love these comics. I want to start talking about them.
Exactly.
What was your origin story for becoming a comic content creator?
So I went and saw the Batman 2022 with Matt Reeves' Batman movie. And I left and I picked up a comic book and an action figure. I'd off and on read and collected, but I hadn't been like really into it. So I was like, I'm going to go pick up a Batman comic. So I got Court of Owls and I went and picked up like a McFarlane Batman action figure. And I was like, dude, I love this stuff. This is so cool. I kept picking up comics, kept picking up action figures. I was like, there's no one in my area who likes these things. I have no like people to talk to about all this cool stuff. So I was like, I'll just post online. I got a new haul. Let me post my haul. And it kind of just evolved from there. It started with just random videos of me taking like my new hauls under whatever music I had going. And eventually I evolved to putting my face and talking about the comics and action figures. And yeah, from there, it just kind of evolved, and it just became a fun way to not only express what I love, but just build a community and talk to other people who love the same thing.
And you went to college for what? What was your
film?
For film? Okay, so you've always you've been artistic. From the
beginning. Yeah. I've always liked the arts more than I don't know, the opposite, I guess.
So you wanted to be a creator of content, of actually original content.
Yeah, of something. I was a screenwriter before, or not like a professional, but in film class. That was my favorite thing to do, was the screenwriting. So whenever I found my love for comics, I knew that I wanted to write comic books because writing was always something I connected with.
Yeah, and then just have you always been a nice guy? Because you seem like one of those people you watch and you go, I'd like to be friends with this guy. Like I said, I'm in my 50s and I first saw you on TikTok and I'm like, I know you're much younger. And it's weird if I reach out and, it's weird to reach out to this younger person, but yeah, you have that air about you that's very friendly. I mean, that's
thank you.
That's something that's very important for content creators, I think.
Thank you. I love, like I said, it's my I love the medium. I love talking about the medium. So if someone's like, hey, do you want to come on and talk about comic books? I'm like, of course I do.
Yeah.
I'll sit there and talk to someone about comic books for hours.
So you went to school for film, and then you moved to Florida, and your job was what? You were
I worked at a bowling alley for about 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah, I worked.
Well, you definitely went for film, yeah. Just like everybody else I know that went for film. You're either a waiter or you're working at a job like a bowling alley.
Yeah, well, I worked food service in the bowling alley, but where I was, it was a very tourist heavy spot. So it was a very busy bowling alley all the time. So I'd work from probably like 5 p.m. to 2 a.m. like every single day. And then I'd wake up early and I'd do my content and then I'd go back to work. So it was like for about 2 years there, it was the grind of just content all day, work all night, and then repeat until I finally got to the point where I could do it full time.
And you were reading and this whole time you're reading singles
and trades, both.
So you got into singles and trades at the same time, or do you just do singles for so long? How long did it take for you to get into my jam, which is collected edition stuff?
It started with trades, actually, because I was like, I want to read full stories. I'm not caught up on the new stuff coming out. I'm just going to start with trades. So I started building my trade collection and reading there. And then I went to the comic book store and I was like, I want to pick up something new. So I picked up like 2 or 3 series, and then it evolved into me picking up now like 50 series at a time.
That's awesome, man. So you start on TikTok. How long did it take for you? Are you monetized on TikTok? I don't know how it works on TikTok, but how long did it take for you to get monetized to where they were actually giving you money?
So I think the creator rewards program started in like 2023 or 2020. I think it was 2023 is when they started the rewards program. And basically, like, if you have over a certain amount of followers and you're getting a certain amount of video views in a certain amount of time, you're monetized. Okay. It definitely wasn't making a living for a while because I was still having to work my full job. But the creator reward program got really good once I got a lot bigger. And then the US bought TikTok, and it's just been pretty bad for the last 4 months.
I've heard that.
Yeah, it's not great. I've been having to branch out and try streaming and all these other things just to kind of.
The guys who own it now are interested in keeping more of that money for themselves. I do know that. That's what's going on.
Thank you for taking my $300 that I need for rent. Rich TikTok guy.
Then again, look what they support. Of course, they're into keeping money for themselves. Yeah. So you decide you leave the bowling alley, and you decide to get into full-time comic content creation, and you're doing that for you since 23. So now we're 26. When did you move from Florida to Colorado?
I actually didn't start doing full time until about 6 months ago.
Oh, really? Okay. So you worked. So
I worked at the bowling alley until I moved to Colorado.
Wow. Okay.
because I like to be prepared. And I was like, we're moving across the country. I'm doing okay right now, but I want to make sure I'm stable when I get over there. You know, I got to pay rent. I want to make sure I'm good. I don't have to. So I work at that bowling alley.
Did your girlfriend move with you when you? So you were living. You met her in Florida.
Yes.
You moved in with her in Florida. Do you love her?
Yeah.
Do you love this girl?
I do.
Does she know?
She knows. I tell her every day. I tell her a lot every day, multiple times.
You got to. Because, I got married young. And I'm still married to her. And she's still gorgeous, thank God. And she supports this. She doesn't complain about this.
That's what I told her. I was like, hey, I love you, but there's going to be a lot of comic books in the house. She was like, that's fine with me.
I tell you, personal story. I was living with a girl who was gorgeous. Beautiful girl. I was doing radio in Texas and living with a beautiful girl who came with me from Illinois to move to Texas. And I started buying Legion of Superheroes comics because I'm a Legion fanatic when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
Lost my. This isn't about the ChubbyRay story, but just a little context. I had a house fire, lost all my collection in the 70s. I started buying comics again in 89 when I'm living with this girl, right? And I thought we were in love and going to be together for a long time. I buy my comics and she goes, "What is this?" I go, "What? What is this?" I said, "It's a comic box." And she goes, "Is this a thing?" I go, "What?" She goes, "I know you were buying these little books because you were depressed, but you bought these little books. Now you have a box?" And I go, "Number one, it's my business, not yours." And she goes, she said, "I'm just not a fan." I'm paraphrasing. She goes, "I'm just not a fan of this. This is weirdo stuff. And I was like, "I think we're through. I think it's time for you to go back to Illinois." So that ended my relationship. And then like 6 months later, I met the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life. And I bothered her every day to go on a date with me. And she finally agreed after like 3 weeks. She finally agreed. She came over to my house. She walked into my bedroom as I had to put on a tie. And she saw the comic box. She goes, "What's that?" And I go, "Oh, it's a long box of my comic books that I got." And she squatted down and started thumbing through my comic. She goes, "Oh, these are cool." And she goes, "This is cool." She pulled up a Daredevil. She goes, "What is this? What is that?" I go, "It's Daredevil." She goes, "Is he like Spider-Man?" And I go, "Yeah, kind of." So she actually had some with her, and she said that she goes, "Oh, this is awesome." She goes, I just thought you were a radio DJ. I didn't know you actually had cool hobbies." And I'm like,
"Is that when you knew?"
I'm like, I'm gonna marry this girl.
Yeah.
And then we went out, had the best first date ever. And I knew I would have married her that night. That's how much I love this girl. I've been with her over 30 years. She's just perfect. Great. And part of the reason is she had no problem with the comics. So if you've got a girl that has no problem with the comics.
Yeah. She doesn't just have no problem with it. She supports it. She's like, What'd you get? Yeah. She buys it for me. You got to start making some real
comic content creator money so you can buy a ring. That's what you got to do.
I'm trying.
Get that girl. I don't know how old you're. Mid-20s?
24.
All right. Yeah. So you're right around there. Good for you. Okay. So you go to Colorado. You don't have a second job. You're a full-time comic content creator now.
Yes.
When does it sink in? And you've got your girlfriend living with you.
Mm-hmm.
Was she able to get a job in Colorado?
Yeah.
She was able. So she's got an actual occupation, and so she gets a job.
Mm.
And you're like, "I'm going to do this comic content creation full time."
Mm-hmm.
And it was starting to take off for you. I know it's taking off for you because I see your stuff. And how do you structure, without having a job, how do you structure your day? Like, do you have from this time to this time, I'll be making videos and I'll be editing videos from here to here. I'll be, and I'm going to get into your writing in a minute. Mm-hmm. And like, how do you structure your day?
It's gotten a lot better recently. When I first moved here, time management was definitely the hardest part. You know, because I'm my own boss now. I have to tell myself to make my videos, tell myself to read, tell myself to write. You know, I have to tell myself to do all these things.
And at 24 years old, people aren't really structured like that.
Exactly. And, you know, I spend my whole life working underneath someone who tells me what to do. But at the bowling alley, it was kind of different. I didn't really have a manager, so I kind of had to do it all. So that helped a lot. But yeah, time management helps. I just kind of write things down. I have like a schedule. I still don't fit that schedule a lot. I like to just like look at my phone for 2 hours and then be like, oh gosh, I just lost 2 hours of productive time. But yeah, I try to wake up in the morning, get all my videos done within the first 3 or 4 hours of the day. If I can hit the gym, I do. And then the rest of the day is kind of just up to me. I can write, I can keep making videos, I can read. As long as I get my stuff done within the first 3 or 4 hours of daylight, I'm usually pretty set. Once it hits dark, though, I'm cooked creatively. Once it's dark outside.
What is your goal for content? You do one video a day, or how many videos and stuff are you doing?
As many as I can. It's just a lot of it goes off of news, mostly like whatever stuff is out right now, whether it's a movie news, comic book news. If a new book comes out, I can talk about it. Some days are more, you know, creatively productive than others because there's more stuff to talk about. Some days I just make one video and then be done for the day and just use the rest of the day to write or do something else.
I know that, like, sometimes I'll see you'll do a comic book review, or you'll talk about what's coming out or what's cool. And then sometimes you're like, the DCU or the Marvel universe, and you'll talk about movies, or you've talked about TV with Marvel, with Disney Plus, or with HBO Max. I know you'll switch from content for, I didn't know you went to film, so of course you understand movies. But you will switch from movies to TV to comics, and you do it pretty seamlessly. In fact, you can't even tell when you're watching a video. You just know you're going to hear cosmic talk. You don't know what's coming. Yeah. And you are one of the few people, like, I'm a big comic nerd, content guy, watcher. And usually if someone starts talking about movies, I'm like, oh, next. But you're a guy that I find myself like, oh, crap, I watched a minute of this. Oh, you know, it's you have that ability to keep people glued to their phones.
Well, I appreciate that. That's honestly really nice to hear. As someone who doesn't really see the like production, I get comments and stuff like that, but I don't see like people like legit watching my videos, so I don't like realize how like in tune some like people are with them, and that's awesome. I think the reason I branched out to movies and films is because I like movies. But I talk a lot about comic book movies because I realized in the movie and film space, when talking about comic book movies, a lot of people don't talk about the source material. Or if they do, it's very brief. You know, it's like, oh, it was this in the comics. And it's like, oh, cool. I like to, when I talk about film, you know, movie shows, I like to, you know, go back and look at those comics if I haven't read them already and kind of bring that knowledge over to the movies that I'm talking about. That way, people who are watching get a little bit more in depth about the characters and those things, stuff like that.
Who's your comic superhero goat?
Oh, it's Batman.
It's Batman.
Batman forever.
Love it.
Yeah, love Batman.
Batman is fantastic. Batman is the GOAT. I know I'm not telling you anything new here. Batman is the GOAT. We love Batman here.
What you got? You got Morrison. You got Snyder. You got 10 Years Detective Comics over there. Oh,
I've got all of it.
I know. I can see war games back there.
There's no such thing. There is no such thing as a comic omnibus that I don't have.
That's insane. Yeah, I see Jeff Johns' Green Lantern. You got a lot of good stuff back there.
I've got my John's Green. I've got all my Flash. I've got the entire Flash run. I've got all my. I've got all of my Green Lantern. I got. Let's see. What do I have over there? I have Flash.
You got some Final Crisis, Infinite Crisis back there.
I've got all my Flash stuff. In fact, you go to the very top, you'll see William Mester Loeb's. You'll see the Flash Silver Age, William Mester Loeb stuff there. I have space right here for Volume 2 when it comes out. Heck. I'm very excited about Volume 2. We've got then I got my Flash stuff. My Jeff Johns Volume 1 is actually in the other room. But then I've got all the Jeff Johns stuff. I got the Francis Manapul Bucoletto, the Road to Rebirth stuff, Flashpoint. Then I got the Joshua Williamson. I love Joshua Williamson. Got you name it.
Amazing.
And then if you go down, you see I'm such a huge fan of Jeff Johns. Jeff Johns does no wrong in my eyes. So I have everything that Johns has ever written. I own. I love it. I'm just such a huge fan. I'm a big fan of comics. But let me go to you. When did you decide to try to write comics, and how did you get the opportunity? Did someone approach you, or are you someone that's always writing specs and somebody accepted one and said, yeah, let's give it a shot? How did your journey evolve into trying to write? And I know you've actually, I think you published now.
I am. Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm really excited.
Awesome, man.
I'm really excited. It started with film. Like I said, I was a screenwriter in film class and all those things. It was my favorite thing to do. Everybody else was like camera, costumes. I just wanted to sit there and write.
Mm-hmm.
So once I got really, really into comics after I moved to Florida, I realized that, yes, I enjoyed writing screenplays, but I more enjoyed this medium, and I wanted to explore comic books and writing that. So I would just spend a lot of time writing random scripts. More recently, late last year, probably around September, October, I was writing a Grifter like fan comic.
Oh, Grifter's so good.
Grifter's so cool.
Did you read the James Tynion Batman run?
Yeah.
Grifter is so good as Lucius Fox's bodyguard.
So cool. And like an urban legends and
awesome.
all that. Yeah.
I love Grifter's Lucius Fox's bodyguard. It's fantastic.
Dude, Tynion's Batman run is my favorite.
Oh, I love Tynion. He might be he's listen, Jeff Johns, Joshua Williamson, James Tynion. I mean, come on.
Heck yeah.
These guys are remarkable.
Amazing.
I love James Tynion. I've had one conversation with James Tynion, how to pronounce his name. And he was fantastic.
He's so nice. I think I've met him like twice, and every time he's been so nice.
Yeah, just a great guy. And so you are right. I'm a screenplay writer. See, I don't separate screenplay from comic book writer. I think a creative person, like I've been in radio I was a radio shock jock for 30 some odd years. So I was constantly writing comedy. I've been writing comedy my whole life. And I would sell cut jokes. I would sell jokes and sign NDAs and stuff. So I've been through that process before. But it's through an agent, you get context for that. I'm wondering with you, you went from writing screenplays to like, I would like to write comic books. So did you spec out a script and give it to someone, or did someone just go to you, hey, I know you write screenplays, would you like to take a shot? Did someone say, do you want to take a shot at writing a comic, or do you just take it upon yourself?
It was a little bit of both. So transitioning over from writing a screenplay to comics was a little bit tough because it's just a different format. It is all creative, but just the way it's lined out. Because in a movie, you have movement. Comic, you have to find the best spot to pause that movement. And that was kind of the hard part, transitioning. But once I got that, I started working on that Grifter fan project with a buddy. His name's Luke. We were mutuals. He's an artist. And I was like, hey, if you're not doing anything, I'm writing this project just for fun. You want to just do it? And he was like, yeah. And so we started working on the Grifter project. We made it about halfway through colors when Paul, the publisher for Project Analysis, saw us posting the scans on Instagram and was like, hey, I didn't know you were a writer. Is this for DC? And I was like, no, this is just for fun. He was like, oh, well, I have a universe that I'm trying to expand. I have this team and I want to do a one-shot or a series for one of the characters. I like what you're doing with this guy. We want to get him as the artist with you.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Pick a character, pitch it to me. If I like the pitch, you can, we'll do it. And so I picked the character in the universe. I thought up a pitch for about a week or two, and I pitched it to him, and he liked it. And now we got a book coming out in June.
Did the character exist when you pitched it? It was one of the characters that he created.
Yes, it was just a pitch for a solo for that character.
I would like to. Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And it was. And what is the universe?
So it's Project Analysis. Essentially, there is a evil speedster. His name is Crimson Pain, and one day he just wipes out all of the world's superheroes. Destroys 3 major cities. It's bad. Yeah, it's bad. He kills all the world superheroes. We don't know why yet because it's still evolving, and we figure out why over time. But so the government puts together a kind of superpowered team called Project Analysis. They give them this serum that gives them powers. and they are tasked with defeating Crimson Pain to stop this stuff from happening again, locking up other enhanced individuals, and it's like the Suicide Squad, but with like soldiers instead of villains.
Wow. Okay. So, and what is who publishes it? What is the company?
It's Visual Vibrations. It's his own independent publishing company.
That's awesome.
Yeah, his name's Paul Thayer. Yeah,
I gotta try to. Is he ever gonna do a collected edition?
He already has a trade out for.
I gotta get this. Hold on.
Yeah, I have it right here. I think. Yeah, I got it right here.
Yeah, let me see that. Because I'm. Oh my.
So this is my character right here. He was like, pick one. He gave me all their synopsis. So I picked this character. His name's Hybrid. He's very Punisher-esque. And I felt like that was a pretty compelling story to write. There's a lot of emotion to him. So I wanted to kind of explore that.
That's great.
But yeah, the art's really great. A lot of great action in it. Yeah. So I pitched that to him. He loved it. We started working on it. And right now it's fully colored, full arts and inks are done. We're just waiting on the letters and then we're publishing at the end of the month.
Okay, I've got to get your buddy's. I've got to get your buddy's book.
Yeah, 100%. His name is Project Analysis on Instagram, but like his actual name is Paul Thayer. I'm
wondering where I buy it from. Like, who's got it? Is Visual Vibrations? You said.
Yes, I would.
Maybe my buddy Adam can get it. I'd love to get it. How's it spelled again?
Project Analysis.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's NAOSIS.
NAOSIS. Okay, I gotta get this. Oh my god,
There's the villain.
God, Cosmic got me all excited about this, and then I want to get your stuff. Project Analysis.
Yeah, that's the villain. I got some more issues. He's got some like one shots and stuff too. Like this is for his villain. He's got a one shot called Crimson Pain.
That's great.
Yeah, he's got a lot of cool stuff. It was a really cool opportunity. And this is the ash can for Hybrid right here. I don't know if you've seen it.
Wow. And it's your buddy that's doing the art?
Yeah. His name's Luke. We just met through Instagram, and he was working on the project with me. And here's some interiors. I don't know if you want to see.
I'd love to. Are you kidding? Hell yeah.
Let me see if I can pull up a good scan here. So this is just an ash can. So it's just black and white right now. No colors or letters, but there's some good action sequences.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's so cool. Yeah, that's like his action that he.
When does the colorer get hold of it?
It's already done.
You are. So have you seen the final? Oh my god.
The only thing that's left is letters. There's 53 pages and we're 32 pages into letters. So I've seen it fully colored and it's amazing.
Dude, that is awesome. I'm really excited for you.
I'm excited. I still can't believe it.
Are you still writing? Are you still hoping to get more from this? And which character are you writing?
Hybrid is his name.
Okay. So are you hoping to get more than just one Hybrid issue? You're hoping it'll sell?
Oh, yeah. Well, we launched on Kickstarter. Our goal was 4,000 to publish the book. I think it was 8,000 to guarantee an issue 2. We did 29,000.
Oh,
so
dude, that's great.
Yeah. So
have you written issue 2 already?
I have. It's in the rough draft phase, so it's still got there. So we got to add a few more pages because Paul. It started. I think it was at like 30 something. He wants it at like 50. So I was like, I can expand it.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we're doing that, and then we're doing issue 3 and 4 as well. It just won't be as soon as issue 2. And then I'm working on something in Project Analysis issue 7, a backup story called The Fifth Frontier, which is my first team book, which is really cool. And that's going to spin off into their own series that I've also already started writing.
That's, you know what? Think about this. I mean, you've got all of your TikTok followers and your YouTube guys, and I know you're on YouTube as well, that will be at least interested in taking a peek. You've got me. I'm really interested. You've got all the people that are watching this. There's a lot of people watching this right now. They're also, I mean, you could get some people will buy your book, man. I think it's great. I'm going to get Adam with Crooks and Bandits. We work with crooksandbandits.com, and I want to get Adam to order it. So, so my fans can get it with the ChubbyRay Comics code.
That would be awesome.
I would love to support Project Analysis, and I want to support Hybrid. I want to support you, and I want to support this Paul guy. Sounds great. How old?
Yeah, he's awesome. Paul's he's 29, and he's got his own. Yeah, he's like published like 8 issues. He he's a businessman at art. Like he knows how to get this stuff out there, but he's also a great writer. He wrote the books, and so it's really cool to be working with someone who like knows the the industry and how to publish these things. And we've got it is all limited, like hybrid with the Kickstarter. There are a few like issues still available on his website. But the comic book store near me just ordered like 160 copies. So I'm going to go there and do a signing. I'm so excited.
Dude, that's awesome.
I can't even imagine holding the comic book in my hand.
Go to a comic store. Have you got a favorite comic store in Colorado already?
I have one that I go to, but the one that I'm signing at it's a little bit further. It's a really cool comic shop called Hall of Justice Comics down in Aurora.
I love the name. That's great.
Yeah, it's awesome. Great staff. They're all really nice, and yeah.
And all this happened. I mean, this is just sort of fallen into your lap.
Yeah.
And because you decided to write, here's the story. You decided to write grifter fan fiction.
That's exactly. My girlfriend likes to make fun of it. She's like, she doesn't make fun of it. She's like, it's so funny. You're basically writing fanfic. And I was like, it is fanfic. But
aren't there some great writers who started out writing a fan fiction? Yeah. I mean, isn't that how and I'm trying to use some, I know there are films.
Twilight was a fan fiction before it was Twilight. Twilight.
Yeah, Twilight. Yeah.
Yeah.
The girl was writing fan fiction of something, and it ended up becoming a top-selling novel and a movie series and all that stuff. Yeah. So it is, you're going to be the comic book
Twilight.
When you hit it big and you go on a talk show or something, your story's going to be, well, it started out, I was writing grifter fan fiction. People are going to be like, who the hell is grifter?
I mean, it's so funny because I love grifter and I can't wait to tell people who grifter is, It's so exciting.
I think it's awesome. Have you ever written any Batman stuff?
I've worked on some short stories. It's weird. People are like, if you could write any, like if DC was like, hey, do you want to write Batman? Would you do it? And it's like, of course I would do it, but Batman's not the first person I would write. It's just, it's too scary. It's like,
dude, I see the point you're making. You're making the same point. Like you're making the same point. I was in radio for a long time. I've interviewed a lot of famous people. I've interviewed. But if someone went to me today and said, hey, Jeff Johns says he wants to do the ChubbyRay Comics he wants to do Roundtable, I think I'd be like, yeah. Can we try to talk Jed McKay into doing it? I don't think I'm ready for, you know what I mean? I've interviewed every rock star. I've interviewed Sting the rock star and Sting the wrestler. I've interviewed two presidents. You know what I mean? I've interviewed these famous people.
What presidents did you interview?
Well, they weren't presidents. Both of them were not presidents when I interviewed them.
Oh, okay.
One I used to play basketball with. I really like him. He forgot who I was when he became president. And the other one was a total asshole when I talked to him. I just wasn't a fan of the guy. But they both became president, and it's pretty cool to have that to say. I talked to these presidents. When they were president, they never talked to me. But the guy I played basketball with was fantastic. We played basketball in between games. He'd go outside and bum a cigarette. But just a great guy. And I have these stories, but I was never nervous. I was never nervous interviewing these people. I was never nervous when I interviewed David Lee Roth or Paul Stanley or any of these rock stars. I was never nervous because my passion has always been comic books. Yeah. So your passion is Batman. And I think that there has got to be, I'm probably putting words in your mouth, but there has to be a part of you that's like, okay, if there's one thing that I don't want to screw up,
it's Batman.
To screw up Batman.
Exactly.
Give me Firestorm or give me Adam.
I could come up with a Batman story easy. I have 1,000 of them in my head, but it's just like, I don't want to mess up my favorite character. And it's you'd like your Batman story to be perfect. And I totally understand that, which is why I want my comic, I guess technically Cosmic, my first comic creator interview is you. Really?
Because I've talked to Kevin Smith, But I had Kevin on my show talking about his movies, but it
Mm.
was after he wrote Green. It was after he wrote, he had written Daredevil and Green Arrow.
Okay.
So we talked off the air because I was never a public comic geek on my rock shock days.
Yeah.
So off the air, we'd be talking about how cool the comics were. And he's like, oh, you should let everybody know. And I'm like, no. He was right, by the way. But we talked about his movies and Kevin Smith's a great guy. But I was never nervous with him except off the air talking about his comics. So because comics I'm so passionate about, I'm nervous when it comes to discussing because I'll tell you another guy I never want to talk to is Aaron Sorkin. I love Aaron Sorkin. He's one of my favorite. The West Wing is my favorite television show of all time. The movies that he's written are amazing. I would be nervous as hell to talk to Aaron Sorkin. Just like Vince Russo was a wrestling writer. He was a wrestling writer who wrote the WWF stuff back in the late 90s.
The good stuff.
And he worked with a guy named Ed Ferrara. Ed Ferrara was his writer. He's also a consultant to mine at one of the stations I worked at. And I would be jealous to interview, or I'd be very nervous to interview those guys. When you're passionate about something, there's a lot of nerves. And that's what I think your Batman fear is. Of course you'd like to write Batman, but just like I would love to talk to Joshua Williamson. I'd love to talk to Jeff Johns. I'd love to interview James Tynion.
I'm nervous.
If I would screw that up, I can talk to Cosmic, the writer of Hybrid. And if I screw it up, I'm going to sleep fine tonight.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
I'll sleep fine tonight. If I talk to Jeff Johns and I blow the interview, oh my God.
To be honest, I realize though, like, I don't know how it is with like celebrities and rock stars, but like all of the writers and artists I've talked to, they love this stuff as much as we love this stuff. And it makes it so much easier to talk to them. Like, because they're nerds just like us. Like even if we're not talking about your work, we can talk about someone else's work because like I know you're a fan just like me. And that's just like a cool thing. Because I talked to Joshua Williamson one time at a con, and we started like, oh, I like your work. I'm a big fan of your Flash run, all this. And then we start talking about another thing. And he's talking about the comics that he was reading as a kid and all these things that are happening now. And I'm like, dude, you're just a fan who became a comic book writer. And that's so cool.
You know who also a big fan of is Jeremy Adams. I get that.
Oh, I love Jeremy.
I get that vibe from Jeremy Adams. I just saw him on somebody had a YouTube interview with him, and I was like, oh my God, what a great guy.
He is. He really is. I've sat there and talked to the longest conversation I've had at a convention was with Jeremy Adams. And it was the first time I met him. Yeah, he was the nicest guy. And I've met him at like 4 conventions since. We've had him on our podcast. He's so cool. I think I would, if I had a choice of who to start with, I would love to start with Jeremy Adams because he just seems like a down-to-earth guy. And I think I'd sleep, even if I screwed it up, I think I'd be okay after talking to Jeremy Adams. He's a great conversationalist. He knows how to keep it going. So
I'm not ready. I don't think I'm ready for Jeff Johns yet. I'm not ready for Tynan yet, but man, I would love to talk to Jeremy Adams. That might be my, how hard was it to get him?
Not hard at all. He's super nice. He's always down to do things. I mean, I don't want to speak for him. I don't know how busy he is right now, but when we talked to him, he was like, I'm always down to hop on the like podcast. So if somebody in the chat room, write that down, buddy. Write that down. By the way, Tom is busy promoting you. Look at that. He's promoting your YouTube page. Hey, thank you so much.
So do some more YouTube content.
I'll try my best.
Come on, you can do it.
I know.
Jeremy Adams. Tom, write that down. Jeremy Adams. That's who I want to talk to. I think that'd be a good start. All right. So, and then when you get bigger, I'm going to call you back and say, Cosmic, we got to come on and talk. Or I guess you'll be going by Brandon when you're a writer, right? You'll go with your real name, or you're doing
either or. I answer both.
Hybrid.
It's both. It's like my first and last name, and then there's like a parentheses between.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Yeah. I wanted to make, because I know a lot of people are going to the book from my content, which is totally fine. I realistically, I only got the job because of my content. But then I wanted to make it, I wanted to make it count. So I really hope people like my writing.
That's why you got the job. But let's face it, if you didn't do your grifter fan fiction, it didn't matter how famous you are. They
True.
weren't giving you a comic to write just because
Just
you
because
have a
a
following on
platform.
TikTok.
That's true. Yeah. And I appreciate Paul for giving me that chance
Yeah.
to shine. It was really awesome.
Because he saw that you actually had chops.
Yeah.
And by the way, to answer the question you asked earlier about rock stars, are they as passionate about stuff as, say, comic creators? Rock stars are only passionate about one thing, and that's themselves.
Good
Just
to know.
in my experience.
Good to know.
I love rock stars, but they are passionate about themselves.
Okay.
It seems that comic creators would be passionate, just like writers in general are passionate about
The art.
their work.
Yeah,
You know what
the
I mean?
art.
And everybody's work. And they're like, it seems to me, and you could answer this more than me because you've interviewed him, but it seems to be talking like Jeremy Adams. If you asked him, hey, could you name your favorite 10 creators? You could go off for 2 hours of him just talking about other people.
Mm-hmm.
Rock stars don't like talking about other people. They like talking about themselves, which if you go into it understanding, I've had some great interviews with rock stars. One of my best interviews of all time was David Lee Roth. David Lee Roth loves himself. I love David Lee Roth, so it was a very good conversation. If I didn't like David Lee Roth, I don't think we would have had as good a conversation. There's a difference between
You just loved him as much as he loved him.
Yeah,
so it helped.
Which is good, and but just in my experience of interviews, but I would love to talk to a comic creator, and I'm really enjoying talking to you.
Thank you so much.
Do you now have to plan your day of, I'm going to dedicate this many hours to writing? Mm-hmm. But the thing with comic stories is, I guess that never leaves your head. You and the girlfriend might be eating dinner somewhere, and out of the blue, you get a flash of, oh my God, Hybrid's got a blah, blah, blah. Oh, what if I put Hybrid? Maybe you're eating a baked potato, and you look over and you see this going on in the restaurant, and you go, oh my God, I wonder if that happened, what would Hybrid do? I mean, I imagine you have those flashes throughout the day.
It's so funny you said it, because it literally happens all the time. Because I don't keep it in my mind. I just, my roommate Nate and Lucas, and then my girlfriend, all the time will hear me go, I'll just be sitting in silence, and then I'll go, comic idea. And then I'll just throw it out, because like I need to get it out there. I need to verbalize it to make sure it's good. But yeah, I'm thinking about comic ideas all the time. I'm looking at everything on a daily basis. Like, how can this be a comic idea? I experienced something. I'm like, I wonder how a comic book character could make this an experience,
Do you keep a little notebook on you or something to take notes? And
yeah, I mean, I have notes on my phone, so I just write them down on my
you're
phone.
You're constantly writing notes on your phone?
Yeah. I have probably 15 Word documents of just one sentence of a comic book.
That's great, though.
Yeah.
As long as it gets your mind going, I think that's wonderful, man. Good.
And then while I'm waiting on because Hybrid 2 isn't going to come out a month after Hybrid 1. We Kickstarter, so we're not able to do monthly releases. So between these things, there's 5 or 6 months, and that means I have a lot of time to just write whatever. So I've been writing a lot of fan comics. I did my Fats and Todd fan comic. I'm working on a Guy Gardner one right now with an artist.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's just I hope one day that I can write for DC, and basically this is my idea of getting practice on these characters, so that maybe one day when I am able to write them, I'm already familiar with writing them, and I know how people respond to how I write them. You
would consider yourself a DC guy for sure.
100%. I mean, I like Marvel. I like the movies. I like the animated shows. I like the characters, but comic book wise, I'm pretty DC oriented.
So you run into Chip Zdarsky at a convention.
I have,
and Chip Zdarsky says, Brandon, I loved Hybrid. As you know, I have connections. What would you think? I know this is crazy, but do you think you could do a Winter Soldier story? Could you do that? Would you be confident enough to give that a shot?
Could I? Yes.
Could you do a spec of, and I'm just picking, I looked and I saw, could you do a Winter Soldier spec? Could you pull that off, do you think?
I think as a writer, I can do anything, because you have to have that mindset, I can't just be I can't do it. I think with enough time to study the source material, study the character, understand, because like I said, I don't read a lot of Marvel comics. So all I know about Bucky is a lot from the movies, and then the death of Captain America. I think it's the only book I've read with Bucky in it. So I would need to go back, do some research. But after I've done that research and I've had that time to learn the character, I've talked to some other writers, talked to some other people. I think, sure, yeah. If Marvel offered me a job and was like, hey, I want you to write this character, I wouldn't turn it down. I would do it. I would just have to make sure I have the time to learn the character before I write them.
Does Marvel have a Batman? Like you said, you would be nervous to write Batman. Is there a Marvel character that you would be nervous to attempt writing?
I mean, technically all of them, but not in the same vein as Batman. Like Batman, it's because he's my favorite character. My favorite Marvel character is Deadpool. I think okay. I would love to write a Deadpool.
Yeah, you said your first ever comic was Deadpool.
Yeah, and that's why. So I'd like Batman's one of those ones that's really daunting. Deadpool, I would love to do.
Yeah, because this is fun.
It's just fun. Yeah, you could just have fun with it.
In your Batman script that you've got in your head, who's the villain?
Well, I don't know. I might still write it, so I don't know. I don't want to say.
No, you don't have to name it, but I mean, is it a major rogues villain, or is it someone? Because I've talked to people before about this, just fans like us, and it's always nobody writes their first story or comes up with their first story and has Batman taking on the Joker.
No, yeah, no. Mine would be
always Batman taking on a weird villain.
I think a lot of fatigue in Batman comics comes from the same villains being used over and over again. Obviously, you can explore different avenues, and I love Batman comics. I love all the villains. I don't really get fatigue like most people. And I think if I were to write a Batman comic, I would want an original villain. Kind of like with Tiny.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I have some ideas, but my favorite's Bane. I would love to write Bane. I would love to write Scarecrow. I love Scarecrow. Victor Zsasz, Professor Pig, all like super interesting villains that I don't think have been explored enough.
I was gonna guess Professor Pig.
Professor Pig would be insane. I would love Professor Pig. He's not in anything.
Professor Pig.
But no, I do have an original villain that I would love to put into a Batman.
And you crafted out who the original villain is in your mind.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite Batman writer? What is the writer that's written Batman that you go, oh my God, that guy's good?
Okay, so it's tough. My favorite is Tynion. I love his Batman and I love his detective comics. I think it's the best Batman.
Oh, God, his detective was so
good. It's amazing. I will say though, while Tynion's my favorite, the writer that I look at and go, oh my God, he knows Batman. This is insane. Is Scott Snyder.
Yes, Snyder. Yeah. Well, he knows two Batman. I mean,
yeah.
Snyder's Batman run was one thing, but I got to tell you,
absolutely,
what he's doing with Absolute Batman is unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what DC's paying him.
It's not enough though.
But we were running numbers. We were running numbers. I talked to Sean from the Comic Pals, and he talked about how many issues they were selling of Absolute Batman every month. And I was just doing the math, and I'm going, if Scott Snyder is not making at least blah, blah, blah dollars, he's getting screwed.
Mm-hmm.
And if Nick Dragotta isn't making at least blah, 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 he's getting screwed.
Because same for like Hayden Sherman and like Rafa Sandoval, they're not only doing the interiors, they're doing all the concept art. Yeah. They're creating the designs, which a lot of times, a lot of people, they like outsource concept art for comic books. So it's really cool to see them creating all these characters and then like bringing them to the page. I don't know. I think it's really cool.
I got to be honest, man. I love Batman's one of my favorites as well. Did you read? This will get us banned off of TikTok, I'm sure, but I don't care. I'm having more fun on YouTube anyway. Have you read this masterpiece yet?
Yes, it's so good.
This was our book club last week. I'm not a fan of Hayden Sherman. But when I read this book, I didn't get Hayden Sherman until I've read Absolute Wonder Woman, didn't get him.
Their panel layouts are next level. The way they move the page, I don't even know how to explain it because I'm not an artist, but it's just like it reads so smooth and just it's so creative. Like when the character's like falling from the skyscraper and it's like the different boxes through the color. Yeah, that's so good.
I saw that and I'm like, oh my God, what is this? Yeah. It was, I got Hayden Sherman now. I mean, it's remarkable.
Plus Dan Waters is a phenomenal.
Oh, Dan Waters is.
Have you read, it's called Arkham City, The Order of the World.
I have not. No.
Oh yeah, it follows the Tin-Eyed Man in Gotham with Detective Renee Montoya. She's like another supporting character, and it goes through like the supernatural, like cursed aspect of Gotham, and it's all Dan Waters, and Danny is the artist. She did the recent Batwoman with Greg. Yeah. So it's really, really. It's only six issues, I think. So it's a little mini series.
So it hasn't been a collected edition yet. It'll come out, I imagine.
There's a trade, but there's
no.
Is
there? Okay.
Yeah, there's just no Omni.
If it's a trade, I can get it. I love all. Listen, I don't buy single issues.
I do both.
Trade paperback, omnibus, blah blah blah. I got my whole line that I have to say. But Dan Waters, his first Nightwing trade paperback is amazing. The really second one, all that imp crap lost me. But
I
loved his first, and I love, by the way, his artist. Oh,
Dexter Soy.
Soy is fantastic.
I miss him on Red Hood.
Really loved. I really loved that first paperback a lot, and I think Dan Waters is great. Do you think on my channel, Wes is one of my big subscribers? Wes is convinced that DC is going to give the Shadow of the Bat book to Dan Waters.
I don't know. I think Shadow of the Bat is weird because there's a lot of like unknown around it, like what it is. Because back in the 90s and the early 2000s, Shadow of the Bat was kind of like just another Bat family book.
Yeah.
There was like an anthology kind of roping the other members. I see a lot of theories going around that the Shadow of the Bat series will take place in the mother box that Bruce left behind in DCKO in Night Fight.
Oh, really?
So people are saying it might take place in the world where Damian is Batman and he has all the kids and everything.
Oh, wow.
If that's the case, I genuinely don't know who they could give it to.
See, I was under the impression that they were going to do, I thought it was going to be throughout Batman's past.
It could be.
They were going to do like some old stories, sort of like what
Dark Patterns
he did in this, and which he would be the perfect writer. So if they're doing what you're saying, yeah, that could be somebody completely different.
But so I agree. If they're doing like an old school Batman, kind of like exploring the old days type of vibe, I'd be so down for Dan Waters. Same with Rom V. I love Rom V.
I'm looking forward to that omnibus. I'm looking really forward to Rom V's omnibus coming out.
That's good. Nice. If you want a little Rom V stuff before the omnibus, he did a 6-issue book with Dark Horse called Dawn Runner, and it's like Pacific Rim meets. Dude, I don't even know. It's so next level. Like basically, like these kaiju start just dropping into the world.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and so they have like the city built where they have a bunch of like mechs that go out and fight these kaijus to like protect them. It's so good, and it's Evan.
So it's very much like Pacific Rim.
Yeah, very. But it's so like it's like a sport to them almost, not like a defense. And yeah, it's really, really good. He's with Evan Cagle, which he did do New Gods with recently. And I love it. I try to recommend it to everyone because it's so good.
And it's called, what is it called again?
It's called Dawn Runner.
Dawn Runner.
Yeah. I want to say it's Dark Horse that put it out.
Dawn Runner. Hold on, I gotta write this down. I like writing down stuff. Dawn Runner, Ron V. No, I love Ron V's Detective Run. I thought it was great, and it is going to be a fantastic. I think these books are going to make a fantastic omnibus.
I agree. After it finished, I was like, "Oh, this is going to read so much better as one giant book."
Yeah. But you know what? The last Detective Run we got was Mariko Tamaki's, and I got to be honest, I think that was one of the best omnibuses I read last year. I loved Mariko Tamaki's Detective Run. I thought that was great.
No, it's amazing. I've read it as well. Same with Tamazi's right before that.
Yeah, Tamazi's, Tynan's. I mean, I can't remember. I can't remember the last time we got a bad Detective Run.
Yeah. I mean, New 52 kind of like was here and there, but it wasn't bad. It was just like they were just switching creative teams a lot.
Tony Danielle.
Yeah, he started. Tony S. Daniel was when he started.
Yeah, he's he as an artist trying to write. And they don't give those guys that do that, they don't seem to give them a lot of leeway. You know what I mean? Yeah,
it seems.
He did the same thing to Brian Hitch with Justice League. They cut him off short.
I agree. I talked to him one time. And he was telling me about the like event he was building up to with that, the Forever Crisis.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he just never got the chance to do it, and they did.
And they don't give a long rope to artists. This is just my opinion. They don't give a long rope to artists who become writers. And look at Francis Manipal, Brian Hitch, Tony S. Danielle. I mean, I'm just giving you some examples.
Yeah.
Which is weird because DC is run by an artist, but
yeah,
they don't.
Well, I mean, Jamal Campbell's trying to do it right now with Zatanna. He got the first miniseries. He just got a second one. So hopefully they let him keep building it. You know, let him keep showing he's a great writer, because he is.
There are a lot of writers who are also incredible artists. We mentioned Zdarsky earlier. You know, he can do both. So
Daniel Warren Johnson is another really
good absolutely. Yeah, I think it's good. Who's your favorite independent or creator that's working pretty much
independently right
now?
now?
Are you a fan of Robert Kirkman? Are you a fan of, is it Daniel Warren Johnson? Who's your independent?
Do they have to be strictly independent?
No, I'm saying mostly independent. Just someone that you associate
with being indie. I mean, I guess it kind of has to be Robert Kirkman, because like all of the people that I like that are independent are also in Marvel and DC. Like Joshua Williamson's doing the Energon universe, but he's also in DC and Marvel. Dennis Camp is probably my favorite writer right now. So his Assorted Crisis events is one of my favorite things to ever come out of comic books ever.
You know, Jeff Johns is, I guess, technically
Ghost Machine. Yeah.
You look at his Ghost Machine. He's my favorite writer of all time with the stuff he's done on DC. And by the way, the stuff he did
his Avengers run. Yeah, Nate's collecting all of that. I haven't read it, but
I love Jeff Johns is my favorite.
He's great
writer of all time. But his Ghost Machine stuff now, I think Red Coat might be my favorite book right now. I love Red Coat.
I haven't started it yet. I've read Junkyard Joe and I've read Rook Exodus.
You've never read Red Coat?
I haven't started Red Coat, and I've started Geiger. I just haven't.
Oh, Geiger's so good.
I just haven't caught up. So I'm like I'm one trade into Geiger. I'm fully caught up on Rook. I've read all of Junkyard Joe, and I haven't started Red Coat yet.
Red Coat. You know what Red Coat's about, right?
Yeah, I've heard it's so good. I mean, Nate, my roommate, he does content as well. He's so into Ghost Machine. Like, he reads all the books. He's telling me all the time, like, how great they are. I've heard the pitch on Red Coat. I want to read it. I just need to sit down and read it, you know?
Oh, yeah, it's so good.
It looks so good. And I like Brian Hitch a lot.
Brian Hitch art. It's a story of an English soldier fighting in the Revolutionary War who does not want to be here. He hates the war. He has no interest in being it. He feels like the English government forces him to be over here fighting in this stupid Revolutionary War that he doesn't give a rat's ass about. So he flees. In the middle of a battle, he flees, and he accidentally stumbles into superpowers.
Yeah, like immortality, right?
Yes, that's what the book is based on. That's what happens. I mean, it's just he's a scoundrel. He's an alcoholic. He's, you know what I mean? But he's not a good person. He doesn't want to be a hero. He just accidentally is. And he's immortal. So, but man, what a great, I mean, it is a fantastic book. I highly recommend. Your roommate, Nate, is also a creator, right?
Yeah, he does YouTube primarily.
Tell Nate that he needs to do Roundtable. Tell him, say, ChubbyRay wants you to do Roundtable.
Yeah.
And I'll send him. I don't know how to get hold of people. I'm getting people. People are in the chat room saying, Speed Sultan, get him on the pod, Ray.
Yeah. He not only just hit 30K on YouTube subscribers, but he also,
good for him, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, he's also the letterer of Hybrid. He does the letters.
Dude, that's great. Yeah.
So
way to go, Nate.
Yeah, so I got a buddy from that I met on Instagram doing the art. One of my best friends is doing the letters. I don't know the colorist, but everything else is pretty close.
Tell us. So you met him through doing your roommate? You met him through doing content?
Yeah. So probably about 4 years ago, we met on TikTok, and then he joined up on a live. We started doing the podcast, and now we live together in Colorado.
Dude, that's awesome. Good for you. And he is a content creator as well. I think that's
Oh,
awesome.
yeah.
Is he going full time as well?
Yeah, he actually just went full time recently.
Good for you. That's man. Your story is great, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It was really like just a lot of grind at the beginning, but it's finally like get to the point where it's like paying off, and I get to do it full time, and I'm getting a lot of experiences and opportunities, and it's really really fun. I know that I'm making younger me like proud doing all.
Yeah, but you know what? I was someone who I got into radio very young. I was doing a college radio show, and a professional guy was driving to a Cardinal game, and he heard my college radio show, and he called me up and said, "Hey, do you want a job?" And I said, "Well, I'm doing college radio." He goes, "No, do you want a full-time job? You can turn pro right now and come to work for me." So that's how I was discovered. And I was very young, and people are like, "Oh, you're not going to have the structure as a young guy." But it was the best thing that happened, because I was 20 or 19 years old, and I turned pro, and I became a rock shock morning host at 20 years old. And I created, so it helped me. It had me create structure, which made me successful. And with you, I see you're a young guy, but you've had to create your own structure because of what you're choosing to do. You've got it. You said you do so many hours of content. You do so many hours of this. You do so many hours of writing. So you have now learned how to, how to day plan your days. You're learning time management, and people historically don't learn time management until they're in their 30s. So you got a 10-year head start on everybody else, man. You have it in front of you. You have it in front of you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I actually told Paul, my editor, I was like, when do I need to have this script to you? He was like, oh, just whenever. I was like, no, please give me a deadline.
Yeah.
Like, please, like I'm excited to, like, if I get a chance to work with DC or Marvel, because I'll have a deadline and I'll know, hey, I need to get this done by then. I need to lock in, and I don't have to make that schedule for myself, but I will if I have to.
And when you get with a major company like that, if you don't meet those deadlines, you're not with that company anymore.
Yeah. That's the thing. I want those deadlines. DC, hit me up.
No, I think it's great, dude. Do you have time to take some questions from our viewers?
Yeah, of course.
All right. Okay. So I know you're short on time. But yeah, you guys want to ask a question to Cosmic? Go ahead and ask a question. Let's look at him again. He started reading Deadpool comic. His mom bought him a Deadpool comic. He became a big comic fan through movies and cartoons. I love it. He's a big Batman fan. He loves James Tynion Batman just like me. I think James Tynion is my favorite all-time Batman. I love James Tynion. And I think maybe that's why we're in sync. We both realize that Tynion is awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
You started writing comics because of fan fiction that you were doing of Grifter
and Zealot. That's who was
somebody saw it and they said, oh my God, and you have a following on TikTok, would you be interested in doing this? And that's how you got it. I think it's such a great story, man.
Here, I got
you. Really is.
It never got finished because we got busy doing hybrid, but it started there.
Look at that.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to throw as many characters. I threw Midnighter in there. I threw freaking Deathstroke in there and Black Canary. I was just having fun with it. Wildcat and Hawksmoor.
That spec of Grifter, you got to get that in Jim Lee's hands.
Dude, it's so nice. I had Count Vertigo as the villain for no reason. You
know what? Dude, you have got to find a way that gets in the hands of Jim Lee, man. That's just my advice. I don't know anybody that knows Jim Lee. I met him I went to Chicago Comic-Con in 1990. It was 91 or 92. And I was in the bar at the hotel in Rosemont, and I ran into Jim Lee and Rob Liefeld and Todd McFarlane in the bar.
Oh, so just the pioneer of comics.
And
just like
I was there for Comic-Con, but I was I was a big rock shock jock, and I wasn't. I didn't want to come out as a comic geek.
Mhm.
So my wife actually walked up to them, and then after they were talking to her, then she introduced me to them. That's how I got to meet them. And
That's so
I
awesome.
did as much as shake their hands. I didn't even talk comics with them. I just shook their hands. Oh, really nice to meet you, and bought a beer and hung out and drank a little bit. But because I was so nervous, with comic creators, like I told you, it's my passion. But it was my wife who got up and was able to make me meet these guys. I'm telling you, Jim Lee, at least that Jim Lee, would be someone that would be interested in someone writing. Didn't he create Grifter?
Mm-hmm.
I
He
think
created the Wildcats, yeah.
I think he would. I bet he would look at it, man. I really do.
I never even think, because I've met him a couple times. I don't really get starstruck really, like meeting people. Like I obviously love like their work, and I get excited talking. Jim Lee's the only one I've ever gotten like. I waited for like 3 or 4 hours in line to get a signing. And then I finally got up to him. This is my favorite artist of all time. I'm walking up to this dude. All I can say to this dude is, I like your art. That's it. That's all I could say. I was so bummed after, because I was like, there's all these things I wanted to say, and all I could say was probably the most basic thing you could say to an artist was, I like your art. And
you Chris Farley'd him. I don't know
Yeah.
if you know who Chris Farley is, but you went, you're Paul McCartney. Cool. You did the Chris Farley with him.
I have met him a couple times since, and I've actually had conversations with him. He's really nice. He's done like free remarks for me and stuff. He's really, really cool. I saw him at Peace Fest, which was sick, and took a picture. So he's one of my favorites.
Does he know that you're writing Hybrid?
No.
I
doubt he even remembers me.
You've got to find a way to get your fan fiction of Grifter to him and Hybrid when it comes out. That's just my advice.
I might have to. Advice. I think every time I meet him, I'm so excited to talk about his work that I forget that like I wrote fanfic about one of the first things he did. So I should probably show him.
I would be interested in his take. He would be interested on your take of his character. That's just my advice is
I would have to finish it though. And my artist that I was working on is now doing 50 other projects because he got like super popping after.
But that's still, it's, you know what I mean? You say, here's what I was working on. But when I was working on this, I was offered a book to be paid for. And that's why I switched. So I think he'd appreciate that. All right, let's get to some of these. Let me get to some of these questions. All right.
Let's do it.
Top 10 favorite DC characters.
Top 10? No specific order.
No specific order. Just give me 10.
I got Batman. I got Superman. I got Wonder Woman, obviously. That's Trinity.
Trinity.
I got Green Arrow. I'm a big Green Arrow fan. Same with the Flash. I got Barry and Wally on there because I love them both. I'm more of a Wally fan. I'm gonna go Nightwing. I'm gonna go Grifter. I'm gonna go Zatanna. And last one. Let's go Green Lantern, John Stewart.
I was gonna say, you said you're a fan of Jeremy Adams. You didn't even mention Green Lantern.
I love John Stewart. I like Hal a lot too, but I'm really big John Stewart fan. Yes, his Aquaman's great. I'm loving it.
This Aquaman. Oh my God. So
Aquaman's so underrated. People are like, he's probably one of the most consistently written characters of all time. Because you went from Jeff Johns to Dan Abnett to Kelly Sue DeConnick to Jeremy. It was all great. I even like the Chuck Brown and Brandon Thomas stuff too. I thought it was great.
Let's go back to before you were born. When I was a kid, Bronze Age Aquaman, they killed his baby.
I know.
Oh my God.
Because didn't Black Manta drown the baby?
Yes.
That's such a crazy thing to do to Aquaman's baby, is drown
baby during the Bronze Age.
I remember, yeah. I mean, I don't remember it happening because I was, wouldn't be born for another 40 years. But
I was in middle school. I think I was in middle school or grade school when it happened.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It was unbelievable. It was just unbelievable. Wes says, who is your top 5 Batman villains?
Oh, I can do this one in a specific order. I got Bane at 1, Scarecrow at 2. I probably got to throw Joker at 3. Recently, I've been really getting more into Clayface, but I don't know if I put him top 5 actually. Crap, who else? I like Professor Pig, but I don't know if I'd put him top 5. Mr. Freeze is cool. Yeah, we're just gonna go top 3. So Bane, Scarecrow, and probably the Joker at 3.
All right.
Pretty basic, but
do you see yourself doing more YouTube content?
I would like to. I think it's me trying to find my YouTube niche, because in YouTube and TikTok I know exactly what I do. YouTube's a little bit different, so I just kind of got to find
YouTube is
my
long
spot.
form.
Exactly.
YouTube is long form, and me being a former talk show host, being a former radio guy, I'm more comfortable with YouTube because it's longer content.
Mm-hmm.
Where TikTok, it's hard because it's shorter content, and I'm an old guy, and there's not a lot of kids who are going to give a rat's ass about something a 50-year-old saying. You know what I mean? YouTube, there's older audience, but you just gotta. You're a likable guy.
I appreciate
You're instantly likable. I think your YouTube channel could be huge.
I think I might just start doing interviews with writers.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
That might be the move.
Put your long form content on YouTube. I think that might be your niche right there. I know you're collecting New 52 trades. What are your favorite series from that era?
Oh, I love the New 52. I have pretty much, I think I'm like 95% done with collecting all of the New 52 in trade, which is tough to do because they put out a ridiculous amount of stuff. Mm-hmm. I love New 52 Batman and Robin, Peter J. Tomasi. Mm-hmm. Absolutely love it. I love New 52 Swamp Thing and Animal Man. So
both of them. I'm looking at them right now.
Yeah, Scott Snyder's Swamp Thing and Jeff Lemire's Animal Man. I absolutely love.
Yes.
Trying to think what else I really, really like. I love the Green Lantern stuff, obviously. Both Jeff Johns and Robert Venditti. Venditti's Green Lantern run was perfect following up Jeff Johns. Same with Tomasi. I love Tomasi. I'm trying to think if there's any other. I like the Flash a lot.
Think of the creators that Green Lantern has had.
Oh,
Jeff Johns, Venditti, now Jeremy Adams. Holy crap. I mean,
yeah.
Talk about, great creators.
And then I might go, Aquaman was great in the New 52.
Oh,
Batman obviously was great. I wasn't a big fan of any of the Superman stuff in the New 52.
Yeah, because it was he's not, it wasn't
Superman. It didn't feel like Superman. It felt like Man of Steel Superman.
Yeah.
A lot of the time. But yeah, there's a lot more good in the New 52 than bad. And I think a lot of people like to focus on the bad, like the Teen Titans and stuff, and the Wonder Woman and Superman, but there's so much good that just gets overlooked. I'm a big fan of Green Arrow, and the New 52 Arrow was not as good as the Rebirth Green Arrow. Oh, I agree. I
thought Benjamin Percy's Green Arrow Rebirth Arrow
so good.
Almost perfect.
New 52 Green Arrow was great when Jeff Lemire took over.
Yeah, Jeff Lemire's stuff was good. I've got the hardcover of that.
The stuff that started with just felt like the CW Arrow kind of.
Yeah, it did. It was, and it was. They were just trying to write the TV show.
Mm-hmm.
The Francis Manapul Flash Arrow wasn't bad.
Great, I liked it a lot. Yeah,
and then when it got to Venditti, it stayed good.
Mm-hmm.
And the Road to Rebirth stuff.
Van Jensen was the last one. I think, right? Van Jensen did the last bit.
Yeah, it was Manapul and Bucoletto, and then it was Venditti, and then it became Venditti and Jensen.
That's what it was. Okay.
I'm looking at the trades right now, and the last volume 8 and 9 was Venditti and Jensen.
Okay.
So with Brett Booth art. By the way, Brett Booth is awesome.
I like Brett Booth.
Yeah. So, yeah, but I love the New 52. I think. Do you like New 52 or Rebirth? Which was better in your opinion?
I defend New 52 with my life, but as a whole, I think Rebirth was better. It had better Wonder Woman, better Superman. I liked the Batman a lot. The Detective Comics was the best the Detective Comics has ever been. Yeah. The Action Comics by Dan Jurgens was great.
Yes.
Flash by Williamson.
Oh.
Percy's Green Arrow. Abnett's Aquaman. Rebirth was just all around.
Even Humphrey's Green Lanterns was great.
I agree with Jess and Simon. Yeah.
Yeah. Venditti's Hal Jordan in the Green Lantern Corps. I mean, that was great stuff.
With Rafa Sandoval and all the Zod stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah. Rebirth was a lot of fun. Now, Hitch's Justice League was nowhere near as good. I think the best part of New 52 was Jeff Johns' Justice League.
Justice
Jeff
League was
Johns'
amazing.
Justice League was phenomenal.
See, the thing about, I think Hitch's Justice League was good. I just think it felt not as good because there was no chance for it to pay off. Like Jeff Johns, you had Forever Evil, you had the Dark Side War, you had Throne of Atlantis, you had all these events that kind of felt it tied together throughout all of it. Hitch, he was building something, and then they were just like, nah. So you didn't get that like feeling of, you know, completion of the after all that buildup. So that kind of hurts it a little bit. But as of what they showed, I liked it. I liked the arc where their kids came from like the future, you know, and you had Jess with like Barry, which I thought was such a cool pairing. And I don't know, I thought it was pretty sick.
Cosmic, what are your thoughts on the Supergirl movie and its adaptation from Tom King's masterpiece, Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow? Thoughts, concerns, opinion of King books?
Super excited about Supergirl movie. I love the DCU. I love what they're doing with the DCU. I loved Superman, and it just looks like it's going to be really, really emotional as well as accurate to the source material. As for the book, I like the book a lot. The art is a huge plus. I think the little girl in Woman of Tomorrow talks way too much. I think her internal monologue is a little much, but I don't mind the book. I think it's good. It's not my favorite of Tom King's books.
What's your favorite Tom King's book?
Either Mr. Miracle or Batman.
Yeah.
Specifically City of Bane. Bane is my favorite Batman villain, and City of Bane is phenomenal. My opinion of Tom King in general is less. I'm not a huge fan of Tom King as a person, but as
a person, we just try to. It's like Chuck Dixon. Just try to forget. You try to forget that stuff and keep it focused on. You know what I mean? I go through that all the time.
It sucks because it's like, wow, this Mr. Miracle is so good. Why does it have to be Tom King? But
you know, I love Tom King's Batman. I think I'm one of the only people. I love I Am Gotham. I love that story, and everybody I know hates it, but I love Gotham Girl. I love that story. But here it is, years later, I just read a Tom King book that blew my mind.
What was it?
Wonder Woman Fury. Did you read it?
It was so bad.
You didn't like it? Oh my God. It blew my mind. I just couldn't believe they killed off they killed off such a major character, and then she decides to have a baby or to create a child. And the detective chimp, I loved this book.
I think
it's so weird. You don't like it. Oh my God.
Well, I think there's some hidden gems in there. Like the Batman Wonder Woman crossover and like for 2 issues was good. The Detective Chimp stuff was good. But anytime he's writing Wonder Woman, it's the most out of character she's ever been written in the history of comic books. Like, I guess you're not up on the Mice Man arc yet because have you read the Mouse Man arc?
This is the last thing I read.
Okay, so if you haven't read the Mouse Man arc, but it gets even worse than that to the point where she's doing things that just like you just don't like expect from a character like Wonder Woman. Things that kind of like tarnish her as a character. And I've talked to a lot of people about this. The like forming the baby out of grief thing was also kind of just like a spit in the face of the original formation of, you know, Wonder Woman and Diana, and like it being a commentary on fertility and motherhood and stuff like that.
Right.
And it was just Tom King trying to shove in this original character in Trinity just for the sake of doing it. And it takes away from the powerful message that the Clay origin story has for Diana. And then once you read the Mouse Man arc, I feel like you'll see it a little bit more. She just does some very uncharacteristic things.
I'll have to, and I know it's coming out in trade.
Yeah.
I think it's coming out within the next month or so.
I like a lot of Tom King's book. I love Superman Up in the Sky. I think it's one of the best.
Superman
books.
Great masterpiece.
I love Heroes in Crisis. A lot of people hate Heroes in Crisis. I like it a lot.
You and Dom of X are the only two people I know that really like it.
But Wonder Woman, his Wonder Woman is
the Wonder Girls. The Wonder Girls in this book are amazing. What they do is fantastic. I love the Wonder Girls. So, you know, what can I say? I really liked it.
That's fair.
You know, but I went in looking for the good.
That's fair.
Brandon, what happened to Hall of Nerds? Came back after half a year. Now we're back to hiatus. Oh, what happened? Brandon, what happened to Hall of Nerds?
We're not on hiatus. We posted one last month, and we have one coming out this month. It'll be the 20. We just did an interview with a pretty big writer and artist, and that will be coming out this month. I can't say who it is. It's a surprise. I will say they are writing an absolute book. So
is this YouTube content, I hope?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
It is, yeah. We have a podcast. So
Cosmic, did you like the ventriloquist as a villain?
I love ventriloquist, love Scarface.
Did you like the way ventriloquist was used in this?
Yeah, the whole building being the puppet is genius. That's awesome.
It really was.
Yeah. No, ventriloquist is super cool. I think he could work really well in a movie, and I'd love to see them do that eventually.
Brandon, I miss Tower of Nerds. People are talking about
the Tower of Nerds. They'll come back. I just got to get Nate to come down here and film them with me. We're both busy people. It's hard to find time to record them, but I'll try to get him out as soon as possible.
What part of the house does he live in?
The upstairs.
And you live in the downstairs?
No, I live in the upstairs.
Oh, you live in the upstairs. So you're literally, your rooms are even close to each other, and you still can't.
They're right next to each other. I'm like, I could walk out my door and then go. Yeah, his door's right there. It's just finding time because like either he's editing or I'm editing or there's just like it's hard finding time. Where either he's going out to the comic book shop or I'm going out to the comic book shop or it's hard. But I do want to do more towers and there will be more towers.
Oh, to be young. Didn't you guys just go to a convention? You just go to Chicago, right?
Yeah, Chicago. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome, dude. I wish I'd have gone.
I have to go next year.
Oh, I should have. Let's see. I love Todd McFarlane, but he is so self-absorbed. Met him a couple times. Any idea that's not his originally get shot down? Well, I love Todd. I met him in the bar, like I said, in 91, and I liked him a lot. He was fun to drink with, but I didn't talk comics with him. So Peter David's Aquaman is great. Yeah, there's another one.
I've heard great things.
Cosmic, I'm a huge fan of Doomsday Clock, and I love what Jeff Johns did with the Watchmen universe. I love what Tom King did with Rorschach. Do you think we'll see the Watchmen universe again?
I hope so, because like I love Doomsday Clock. I haven't read Tom King's Rorschach yet, but I like how it was tying in all the like with Stargirl, the Lost Children. I think Jeff Johns did some stuff with it. Same with Flashpoint Beyond. It seemed like he had this idea post Doomsday Clock. He brought back in all the JSA and fixed the timeline, but it seemed like he had more ideas planned and he just hasn't been able to execute them because he left DC. So I don't see the Watchmen coming back in the same capacity that we got with Doomsday Clock. But I'm sure they'll explore the Watchmen again. It's a pretty popular IP. So I hope so. I'd be interested.
And they know it pisses off. It pisses off some of the creators when they do it. So
yeah,
I'm sure they don't mind doing it.
I stopped questioning the timeline a long time ago. The DC's timeline is just whatever they want it to be, and that's okay. And I respect that.
Suicide Squad and Red Hood New 52, along with Catwoman New 52, are awesome. Catwoman 52 is pretty cool. I got that on.
I agree, and I think Suicide Squad's great as well. Red Hood's hit or miss. I think it's bad characterization for Roy and Starfire, but the Jason stuff is great. So I mean, it's good.
Cosmic, any predictions on what we're going to get from Midnight X-Men? I love that Hickman's getting another shot at the mutants, but I'm also concerned with how he exited Krakoa. Thoughts?
As someone who doesn't read a lot of Marvel comics, not a lot of thoughts in terms of like the actual like characterizations and the universe and stuff like that. I know the Midnight universe is probably going to be like Absolute mixed with Vertigo, kind of like the old Marvel Max stuff. So that's pretty cool. And I'm definitely going to pick up the new titles. But as for like predictions, I have none just because I don't read Marvel comics really.
Will Marvel give it as long a run as it gave the Ultimate Universe?
It's about money. If it makes a lot of money, they will. I think the reason why they ended the Ultimate, I think the Ultimate Universe was always planned to end, and I think people didn't realize that. But the only reason they're doing this one is to compete with the Absolute. They want to make an Absolute Spider-Man, an Absolute Fantastic Four, an Absolute to keep up with these darker, mature universe that everyone loves in the absolute. And if it sells well, if it makes money, I think they'll keep it going as long as they can.
And we'll see. I think you're right. By the way, I love Jonathan Hickman. I think he's great. And
I haven't read much.
I have fallen down an X-Men hole here lately that I just cannot get out of. I got a video coming tomorrow. Everybody will see it. But I have fallen down the X-Men rabbit hole. And I'm having fun. But, oh, my God. I like New 52's effect on everything that came after. Rebirth is literally impossible without the New 52, and everything that was kept works well for me. I agree, dude.
I agree.
Guy, that's a great point, brother.
Yeah, the New 52, because they had to build the Rebirth around fixing the New 52. So when you read the New 52, it transitions very well into Rebirth.
Yeah. Most TikTokers have that opinion of King. I think he's one of the most talented writers in comics today. I think, listen, Tom King worked for the CIA. And I think people had problem with what he did for a living.
Yeah.
Before he became, I think that's part of it.
Yeah.
And you guys you have to remember, I mean, I have a daughter who's just a little bit younger than Brandon. That Gen Z is not as, and I'm not insulting them in any way because I love my daughter and Cosmic. I've only known you for a little bit and I love you. You're already a great guy.
Appreciate it.
They're not as forgiving as Gen X or millennials. They're just not as forgiving.
It's hard to separate the art from the artist sometimes.
When it comes to certain things, they're not as forgiving. However, here's the great thing about Gen Z. I told you guys, I grew up as a comic geek, but when I became a rock shock jock, I had to keep that hidden. I couldn't tell people that I was a comic geek because I was afraid it would hurt my brand and people wouldn't listen to me doing morning shock jock interviews with porn stars and rock stars and stuff. So you had to keep it hidden. By the way, I'm pretty sure Howard Stern is a comic geek as well. And I don't think he ever came out as a comic geek until he got very famous. So it's because that generation, I grew up in a generation where you couldn't be publicly gay. My scholarship for college was in vocal music. I had to lie and have people think that my scholarship was in baseball. You know what I mean? Because people made fun of you for that in the 80s. It was just different. It was different times. Gen Z, the kids in Gen Z, they welcome difference. They welcome difference and they are willing to accept everybody. I've never heard of a Gen Z kid picking on someone because they're gay. And I think that is fantastic. I think the saddest thing is when I look at people I went to high school with that had to keep quiet of what their something as normal as their sexuality, they had to keep it hidden because at the time you would be made fun of. People would kill you for things like that. Gen Z is very accepting of things like that. However, they're very unforgiving of strange things. And I think that's what Tom King is. People, they're not even sure what he did, but they can't forgive him for working. And this is just my theory, but they have a lot of problem with what he did for a living. And they don't want to forgive him for it. But I think you've got to separate. I think you've got to separate what he did before with what he's doing now. And you can say, I don't like this story because there's a few parts of it that are clunky. That's fine. But to say, I don't like it because the guy who wrote it worked for the CIA, I think that's bullshit. So I like Cosmic's take on. I'm fine with Cosmic saying I didn't like it because I thought it was clunky. There were some parts that didn't work. That's great. I don't like it when young kids say, I don't like it because it was written by someone who has said some positive things about Donald Trump. Listen, Donald Trump, I've interviewed him. He's an asshole. I don't like.
Was that the president you interviewed that sucked?
Yes. I'm not a fan. I'm very liberal, obviously. and I don't like the guy. However, if someone else voted for Donald Trump, that's fine. I'm fine with it. And if Donald Trump was a comic book writer and he wrote a good book, I would enjoy it. I wouldn't hold it against him.
I think there's a little bit more nuance in the thing, because I think, yes, like you can separate the art from the artist, but also art doesn't feel as impactful when it's coming from a horrible person.
Agreed.
Like if you really think about it, like you read this like Tom King book where it's like against war and about hope and bravery, and then you learn he was committing war crimes for the US and doesn't regret it at all. And it's like that's not as impactful at writing when you know that he doesn't believe it. Chuck Dixon, he's writing all these Batman books about family and overcoming the odds, and he's actively contributing to stacking the odds against marginalized groups.
That happened, but I gotta say, when Chuck Dixon was doing his great writing, he didn't seem to have that. He seemed to develop, like Frank Miller. Frank Miller developed that asshole side of him later in life, and I think Chuck Dixon did the same thing. And I think it's very sad because I thought Chuck Dixon was a fantastic creator. I love some of his writing. I loved his Tim Drake stuff. I loved his Green Arrow stuff. I loved his Batman stuff. And now to see him in his later years being so right-wing ridiculous, it kills me.
And do you think like when you read that stuff, do you feel any like different? Do you feel like it doesn't have as much impact because you know that he doesn't believe that?
I separate it from what he did then. Mm-hmm. But I got to be honest, if his people called me and said, "Hey, would you interview him?" No. I'll give you another name, Ethan Van Sciver.
Oh yeah.
I've heard. I love his art in Green Lantern. Oh my God, I love it. I would never want to meet him. I'd never want to interview him.
One for me was Otto Schmidt. I love his art.
Otto Schmidt's art. Otto Schmidt's art.
It's so unique. It works so well for Green Arrow and DC vs. Vampires. And then he's just a horrible dude.
And I know, and I have to separate that. And I think the Gen Z kids can't separate some things. And like I said, my daughter, I love my daughter is my favorite person in the world. She's my favorite. I wish she were single. I could introduce you to her. I'm sure I'd like your girlfriend. I'm sure she's fine. But I mean,
she's awesome.
I'm just saying, if I knew a guy your age that was single, I'd try to hook you up with my daughter because she needs a comic geek. That's who she needs to fall in love with. But that unforgiving nature of the Gen Z is, for me, it's just confusing because I was someone who grew up very liberal in a time where everybody was not. And I felt like I've been fighting for something my whole life. That Gen Z kids got some of it right, but they have to be a little more forgiving on other things. Give people a chance.
I think the way it works is like, I think forgiveness should always be the end goal. I think people are so unforgiving nowadays because you want to make sure someone's actually changed. You don't want to call someone out and then go, "I'm sorry, and then wait for the heat to die down and then do it again. You know what I'm saying? So you just keep going at them until hopefully one day they actually mean it, you know?
In the era of brand management and social media and stuff, you're right. Yeah. You got to make sure someone's legit. You can't listen to someone's bullshit.
And then instantly go, all right, I forgive them now. You know, like you have to hold people accountable. And I think that's more important than just instantly like forgiving. I think we need time to heal society right now because we're in a society where there are just a lot of bad people walking around doing horrible things. And we shouldn't be forgiving them immediately because they need to know that they're doing horrible things and they need to change, or no one's going to like them. No one's going to forgive them. No one's going to talk to them. They need to accept people of different sexualities and different races and different religions.
You have. Yeah. I grew up, my Perron is my mother's maiden name. Mm-hmm. I am Mexican through and through. I am 100%. I mean, I am pure Latino. My father was some kind of white, Scottish, Dutch, whatever. But trust me, I spoke Spanish as a kid. I am a Latin man, even though my last name is Lytle, which is Scottish.
Mhm.
You know, I understand. It breaks my heart. The whole ice thing that went on this year has, I mean, it broke my heart seeing what these poor people were going through. And then it broke my heart when I see Hispanics like myself that proudly talk about how they voted for this president and how they were doing this stuff. And I'm like, the reason that you people are in this country is because somebody was brave enough to come over here and this country accepted them and let them start a new life. And now you're rooting for people in your situation to be thrown out of the country. I have a hard time. I have a hard time forgiving that. So I do understand some of it, but I just wish it wasn't. I wish we
didn't need it as much.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. I wish we were in a place in society where we didn't need to be so unforgiving.
Let me bring up something to you that we comic creators, you're like me. I love DC. DC Comics is that's my jam. I love DC Comics. I've talked about how very liberal I am. You do know the company that just bought DC Comics, they won't take over. It'll be at least a year.
Paramount,
it'll be at least a year, at least, maybe more, before they take over. You do know politically where they stand. What are your predictions on how it's going to affect things? Will it be something that affects it all, or?
So the way I see it is, I don't think people realize that a lot of horrible people own everything. Like The Boys is one of the most progressive liberal shows out right now, and it's on Amazon, owned by Jeff Bezos, who is a billionaire scumbag. Like, I don't think people realize these rich guys, they don't care what's on TV because they have their money. So like the Ellison guy might come in, he might buy DC Studios, he might now own DC Comics and DC Studios. I guarantee he does not care about DC Comics or DC Studios.
I have heard that David Ellison, the son, I have actually heard, and I don't know if it's true, but I've heard he's a comic geek.
See, if he's a comic geek, then that's the part we get worried about. Because then that means he's going to want a hand in it. And if he has these conservative, Republican views going into a medium that's always been very, very progressive,
very liberal.
It's just going to, it's not going to be recognizable anymore.
The person in charge of the DCU is extremely liberal.
Yeah. And I could see them messing with the movies. I don't think they touch the comic books.
But I've heard, and I don't know if this is just BS, but I've heard that David Ellison and James Gunn have talked.
I'm sure he's the CEO.
And that Ellison told Gunn, here's your goal, make money.
Yeah, that's all they care about. They don't care what
you did with Superman, keep doing it. That's what I heard. I don't know if that's true or not, but
that would make the most sense because, again, they want money. They don't care about what ideologies are being pushed because they make the money either way. So they can be horrible people as well as also allowing DC to push, to do these things that are very progressive.
I think their love for money is on top of their love for their politics, at least.
Yeah.
Lotus Empire says, I agree with Cosmic's Tom King, Wonder Woman is ass. You guys are more than welcome. You're more than welcome to think that. Gun Fanatic says, I'm reading Tom King's Batman right now, and it's decent.
I like
great,
his Batman.
brother.
Yeah, and the ending is phenomenal. City of Bane is one of my favorite.
Comics are subjective. Comics are subjective. That's one of the things that makes them so good. You can have completely different takes on a comic book, and it's not going to make me love you like you any less. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Brandon setting aside the outlandishly expensive keys. What is a single issue grail you would hope to get in your collection sometime in the future? Oh yeah.
Setting aside the first appearance of Batman, I would love. Oh, that's tough because a lot of my grails are very much just first appearances because I don't really collect keys or grails often. See, I got first Gambit. I don't know. That's tough. I've got first Damien, first Tim, first Jason. I have First Dick as Nightwing. I don't really think there's anything that I don't already have that I like want really, really bad. Yeah, no, I think I'm just I love movie homage covers, so I'm constantly collecting comic covers that homage certain movies.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I have like a whole wall in my room that's just like movie homage covers. So anything I can find for that is probably what's on my grail list right now. I probably have like 200 of them in there.
Greg Rucka next to Gail Simone, the best writer of Wonder Woman.
Not a crazy take.
Greg Rucka with Wonder Woman. Very first arc. Wonder Woman steps on Batman's head. Oh my God.
Yeah, I remember.
I thought Greg Rucka was I thought his first run of Wonder Woman was great. And I'm really looking forward to the omnibus that's coming out this fall with his run with Nicholas Scott. Can't wait. Can't wait for, the run he did later, the Rebirth run. I just can't wait for that. Nicholas Scott was the artist in the first one.
It's really good. And I really like Jibula Wilson and Becky Cloonan. Both of them have really great Wonder Woman runs in the modern era that kind of came before Tom King's that really encapsulated her character and her mythology really well. Kenneth
Cray says best Wonder Woman run is George Perez, Gail Simone, both the Greg Rucka's runs. Yeah, I think that Wonder Woman is she's in the trendy. She's been around forever. Mm-hmm. There's been amazing stories and shitty stories. That's just what's happened with. That's the stuff that's happened with Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, because they've been around so long. But let's face it, most of it has been good. Yeah. So
I think the Trinity are complex characters, but at the same time, they're not. Like what they stand for is not complex. Like Batman, it's justice, and it's this, and then Superman, it's hope. Wonder Woman, it's truth. They have these core values, and as long as you embody those values in the run, I feel like people will like it. The more complex stuff that you want to explore, you can change that to kind of work into a story. But like, as long as it embodies justice, hope, truth, you have that, you can keep a really good run on the character. And I think that's one of my big problems with, Tom King's Wonder Woman is it just doesn't have a lot of those deeper aspects to Diana's character that I feel like it should. It's more of just like, it feels like he just put Wonder Woman into a story that he already wanted to make.
Carl says, I liked Heroes in Crisis in my shun now. No, I like Heroes
in Crisis is gas.
I hope I wasn't coming across that I didn't like it. I enjoyed it. No, I have it right here. Here's Heroes in Crisis right here.
I like Heroes in Crisis.
I have it. I have Heroes in Crisis, The Price, the Joshua Williamson story, which I loved.
I had that, yeah.
The Tom King story is good, but I love the Joshua Williamson stuff.
And there's definitely some mischaracterizations in it, like Booster and Harley. I've seen a lot of like bad stuff about them. My thing is a lot of concerns are with Wally, and I think that's the best part of the book is Wally.
Yeah.
Reynolds. I think he's written perfectly. Like, oh, he wouldn't kill all those people. And I was like, he didn't. He was so overcome with grief that his grief killed all those people.
They don't like the panels too, but I think it's awesome. You got to remember.
I love 9-panel layouts. I did them in hybrid just because I love them.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of cool stuff,
Yeah, no, there's a lot of good aspects about it.
This was dealing with grief. It really had a lot to do with dealing with grief. And I don't know. I think Heroes in Crisis is fine. I don't hate it. Once again, it's Tom King, so there's a lot of reasons that people don't like it. It's not just the story that's, it's not just the story that has made people not like it. Become a ChubbyRay Comics page. Oh, thank you, brother. Awesome. Let's see. I'm fast forwarding to more because I know we're short on time. Because I promised. By the way, I promised Brandon that he would only have to do a half hour. We've now been going almost 2 hours, so I want to hurry up and get you out of here. I can't.
Oh, you're good. You're good. I enjoy talking about this. It's a good time. Like I said, if you give me time to yap about comic books, I will sit there and yap.
Do it all night.
Books.
Yeah,
all night.
Once you jump into X-Men, you'll never leave. Have you jumped into X-Men yet?
I've heard, and that's why I haven't.
Oh man,
I don't need another obsession right now.
I have fallen down the X-Men rabbit hole in the best way. I'm really enjoying it. See you next Tuesday. It says somewhere Alan Moore is watching this show in a cave somewhere, and he's humming mad at the comics section. King's Batman felt like some of the best setups I've ever read in comics, mixed with some of the worst payoffs each arc could possibly go through.
I understand that criticism for sure. While I do love it as a whole, it definitely has some moments where you're like, so you built this up just to not do anything.
Goomba Guy giving a super chat and saying, Cosmic, can you please teach Ray about Fats and Todd?
Listen,
all right, please teach me about Fats and Todd.
Look, I'll do a quick little Fats and Todd segment. Basically, Fats and Todd, you know Red Hood, you know Jason Todd. He was turned into a meme on the internet where they just basically made him a little fat icon. Like, and then when that happened, they started making like stuffed like plushies of him and stuff like that. He became kind of a phenomenon. So he's basically like a fat little plush Red Hood, and they call him Fats and Todd. I actually have a fan comic that I wrote about Fats and Todd. If anybody wants to read it.
Oh my God.
It's on Global Comics for free. It's fully written, drawn, colored, lettered, all of it. It's only 12 pages. It's called Fats and Todd Kills the DC Universe. It's a little take on Deadpool Kills the DC Universe, where an imp turns Jason into Fats and Todd, and he starts killing DC characters because he wants the imp to turn him back. It's a fun little short story. I just started writing issue 4 because issue 2 and 3 are in the works. But it's free on Global Comics if you want to go check it out.
Global Comics has the Fats and Todd book you wrote is on Global Comics.
Yes,
dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, again, for free. You can sign up for free. You can read it for free. So far, I've only gotten good feedback, which is great because I would love to keep the series going.
That's awesome, dude. That is very cool. I didn't know that. That's awesome. I want to read it.
Thank you. My first published fanfic.
I think the problem with separating King's CIA affiliation from his work is his work is so attached with. Yeah, you're right.
I agree. He definitely does link it a lot back, especially with like 9/11 and stuff like that.
I liked the King of how it talked about how rich people, how much power wealthy people have, and how he went into the true president, the true person in charge of the United States is not the president.
See, I'm so iffy because like you can tell Tom King's not a Trump supporter because like his writing's very anti-rich people, very anti like establishment, stuff like that. But you can also tell that he definitely is very conservative in his views, not necessarily his politics. Right. Because like, yes, the whole idea of this rich person leading the thing from under the thing is inherently like, oh, cool, that's what's happening in America. But also making it a kind of like anti-Semitic Jewish caricature is also kind of not cool, you know?
I did love how, I don't want to give away the ending of this book, but
oh, and like, yeah, you're actually on that. Whenever she like makes him carve into his chest.
Yes.
That's one of the like, oh, it's so not Wonder Woman. She would never do that.
But she would never kill. She wouldn't kill.
No, she wouldn't kill. But also not even Batman would make someone carve
she wouldn't
something
kill
into their
him,
chest.
and she knew she couldn't imprison him.
Yeah, and that sucks.
She knew she couldn't imprison him. She knew she couldn't kill him, but she had to do something. See, I got that. I got it. And it's just like, she wasn't going to shame him. She wasn't going to shame that guy. That son of a bitch. People like that, they're shameless. They don't shame. She had to do something. And I think what she chose to do was what she could do. Now that's just my take, but like I said, they're subjective. And I like the ending of it. And, but I think that's what makes comics so great. I think that's why comics are the greatest medium in the world. I love that we can have this discussion. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
to me, it's awesome for you to try to enlighten me and say, no, this is why. And you could open up my eyes, or I just think it's great.
And we could have pretty much identical views on everything in the world, but we view this book completely differently.
Yes.
I think it's very interesting.
And because your view is different from mine, I don't think any less of you.
Yeah.
I don't think less of you because you, unless all of a sudden you start telling me the Legion of Superheroes.
Oh, they're chill. I like the Legion. I don't like Frank Miller's Batman though, if that helps.
Oh, I hate Frank Miller's. I don't like The Dark Knight Returns. I hate.
It's
I'm not a fan.
It's like it's not that good. It's not that
All-Star Batman and Robin the Boy Wonder
worst
is the worst comic I have ever read. I understand people like it. I think it's great. I love the art.
Art's amazing.
But
we're on the same wavelength, dude. I
think
100%.
it's the worst comic.
The way I like to explain this, I respect Frank Miller for creating the Batman that we have today. He changed the character. He made him darker. He made modern Batman. That being said, Dark Knight Returns is mid, and Batman Year One is okay.
Yeah. It's okay.
But that's just my opinion. If people like Dark Knight Returns, I get it. If you like All-Star Batman and Robin, though, I'm a little judgmental. I'm just like, dude,
I have a friend who liked it. I just sold him my copy, and I sold it. I think I paid $125 for that, but I sold it to a friend for, I don't know, Chris. I sold to him like $35 or $40 or so. It was really cheap, just because I didn't want to own it anymore. And I own everything, but
I've met people who like it because it's bad. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, it's so bad that it's entertaining. And if you like it for that reason, it's like, oh, I get that. Like, I like the Ultimates that Marvel did because it's so bad. Like, it's so bad that it's entertaining. But like, I don't know, if you like think it's like a good Batman book, I look at you a little different. I'm like, are you sure? Can I give you some recommendations?
I mean,
one book, though.
Maybe it was a parody. Maybe it was a parody or something that just didn't work for me. But people can love what they love. You know what I mean?
True. I agree.
I think it's more interesting to hear people write from all different views. I don't want to know their views. I'd rather take from the art what I take. Absolutely. Yeah. I wish, and I've said this before, I get mad at myself. When I interject my politics into this show, because I know there are people that are going to be like, oh, I'm a Trump supporter. Well, screw you, Ray. And I know that's not what I want to do. That's the last thing I want to do, is have someone not watch my stuff because of my politics. When I'm fine with you not watching my stuff because I love Batman and Nightwing and you hate Batman and Nightwing, that's fine. But that's why I try to keep politics. That's why I try to keep my views on certain things out. I'm a Cubs fan. There are people who are big Cardinal fans that say, I'm never going to watch ChubbyRay comics because I don't like the Chicago Cubs and Ray loves them. I understand that. So I try to keep that stuff out of it. But I'm talking to Cosmic, who I know is a raging liberal about myself. It's going to come up. I wish it didn't, but
and I'm like the complete opposite. I'm one of those people that's like, if you're watching and enjoying my content and you're a Trump supporter, then you're not understanding my content. Like, you're not understanding comic books either, because a lot of this stuff is telling you you're the bad guy, and you're not understanding that.
I mean, Lex Luthor was the bad guy, and he became president in DC.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, 99% of these books are like telling it to you straight to your face. And like, if you're watching my content, I'm talking about these books and these themes. And it's like, if you're not understanding that, I feel like, why are you watching? Like, if you're not understanding these themes and these characters and these messages, because I learned these things when I was a child. I learned, hey, treat others how you want to be treated, which is exactly what the world needs right now, And it was superhero media that taught me those things as a child. Comic books and shows and movies and all those things. And I think comics are really important to kind of push those ideas. And I like to highlight those. So, when I do that and people are like, why are you bringing politics into this? I'm like, comics have always been political. I'm not bringing politics into anything. They're just political. They're progressive. I'm just pointing it out.
Pointing out that they're there.
I'm pointing out the obvious. You guys, like, people just weren't understanding that. And I'm just like, I don't,
Lotus Empire says he agrees with me. My daughter does need a comic geek. Thank you. I need my daughter to marry a comic geek because, listen, I'm a realist. I'm in my 50s. I'd be lucky if I have 30 more years left. That would be awesome. But some point I'm leaving. I got to give this to somebody.
I understand. Look, I get it, and I'll take it. Okay.
I
understand that you need to give it to someone. I'm holding out my hand. I'll take it.
It would be nice, but wouldn't it be nice if my daughter marries a comic geek and they have a kid, and that kid is a comic geek? Oh my God,
That's funny you say it. My girlfriend's dad is a huge like comic book superhero Star Wars
Yes.
fan. He just gave me all of his comic books.
And wouldn't that be awesome? I mean,
Yeah, no,
if
100%.
I have a big collection and I die, if your grandfather had that and he left it to you, how awesome would that be?
That would be
I
insanely
wish
cool.
that could
Especially
happen.
as a kid. If I was a kid and I got
Yes.
like 1,000 comic books for my grandpa, I'd be like, this is the coolest thing ever.
I mean, let's hope my grandson, if I have one, is in his 40s when he gets my stuff. But it's nice to have somebody to give it to.
Or granddaughter. Women can
Or
get into
granddaughter,
comics too.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I wish my daughter loved comics. My daughter she's going to graduate school for history. She is a tour guide for the state of Illinois Capitol.
That's cool.
That's what she does for a living. So I got her Red Coat Volume 1 and Volume 2. I gave them to her. She still hasn't read them.
Yeah, it's hard to get people. It's weird. It's hard to get people into comics, but it's really hard to get out of it once you're into it. Like, like picking up that book for the first time, it's like, it's like a picture book. Like what? And then you pick it up and you're like, this is magical.
I don't want to give spoilers, but Red Coat takes on a sidekick. Much like Batman takes on Robin, Red Coat takes on a sidekick. And the sidekick of someone of historical significance, but I will never give that spoiler away. And I just love it. I love it. And I know my daughter, I know it would blow her mind. The things in Red Coat, there are parts of it that it would just blow her mind. So I want her to read it. You know what I mean? Ray is not taking boyfriend applications for my daughter. Carl says, we're Generation X, Carl. That's what I mean. I'm saying that Generation X is a lot different from Generation Y. Slasher says Chuck Dixon's just an old man who grew up Republican, as it was entrenched in it since the 90s. He was a big fan of Rush Limbaugh. Rush Limbaugh, I'm telling you, as someone who was in the radio industry, Rush Limbaugh was a dick. I want to let you guys know. Anybody who thinks he wasn't, he was a dick.
Wait, I have to ask, because you told me who the horrible president was that you interviewed. Who was the awesome one?
It was Barack Obama.
Heck yeah.
I lived in Springfield, Illinois. That's where I live.
Okay.
And Barack Obama was a state senator. And I was 400 pounds playing basketball. And I played every week. And then sometimes a couple times a week. And I played against the guy who is now the Secretary of State. I played with him. He's now my daughter's boss, by the way, Alexi Janulius. He was, and I got to know Obama through Alexi, and he was just State Senator Obama, who I thought he was cool. And I just thought it was funny that between every game, Obama would go outside and bum a cigarette from somebody. And he would smoke a cigarette in between basketball games. And I always thought, I loved him. And he also listened to my radio show. Like I said, I was a shock jock. And he was a guy that he would be coming out of a hotel after going to a meeting, and he would go to my street guy. My street guy is my little brother. His name's Bodine. And he would go up and say, Bodine, why are you dressed like Cher? And he'd do this on the air. And Bodine say, well, Cher's on the top floor, Mr. Obama. Didn't you see her? And he goes, Bodine, they don't put all the famous people on the same floor when you go into a hotel. He said, I just had a meeting in a conference room. I didn't see Cher. And Bodine goes, well, you go back in and find her for me, because I want her to take a picture. And it was just, that's Obama. That was his relationship with me. He was just a nice guy.
That's awesome. That's good.
When he became president, the last thing he was going to do was be interviewed on my show, because it just didn't fit with, certainly you can't talk to someone who's interviewing porn stars when you're president, but he was a great guy. I really, really liked him. Meanwhile, when I interviewed, now this is in 1995, when I interviewed Donald Trump. So I met Obama, I knew around 2000, 2001, 2, 3. Yeah. I met Trump in 1995, and I just thought he was an asshole because he did an interview. He agreed to do this interview to talk about things, and all he wanted to talk about was what he was selling, and he wasn't even off air. He wasn't interested in even asking how I was doing. He just didn't care. In fact, he said at one point, I heard him mumble to somebody, "I don't care about this shit." You know what I mean? So I didn't get good vibes off him. He might be a fine guy, but to me, he wasn't in that interview. I didn't like him. So when he ran for president, the last thing I would ever do was support the guy. Because I had a really bad, I had a bad situation with him. But Barack Obama was a wonderful guy. And by the way, I am sure that if I ran into Barack now, he'd go, "Ray, you lost weight," because I was 400 pounds playing basketball against him. And when I had to cover him, he schooled me because I could not play defense with a crap, because he blew by me like nothing. So I think he would remember me if I saw him today. But when the time he was president, he did get a message to me through Alexi at one point, but I knew there was no way he was going to come on in my show. So because, when you're president, certain things you have to do. So yeah, those are the presidents.
That's interesting.
My brother Bodine interviewed George Bush, by the way. He was great. He really liked George Bush a lot. So I said he was a nice guy. That explains the preferential treatment towards comics and tortillas. Yeah, comics and tortillas, we are both the same. We are of the same ethnicity. Comics and tortillas. Have you seen Comics and Tortillas, by the way?
I don't know. Maybe.
I love comics.
I follow a lot of people. So I'm like
tortillas. Comics and Tortillas is on TikTok, and he's on YouTube, and I highly recommend him.
Okay, I'll check him. I probably follow him. I follow a lot of comic book.
He's
people.
Great. He's funny and he's great.
Comics and Tortillas. Yep, I'm following him.
Comics and Tortillas is funny. Yep. He's just interesting. Let's see. Slasher says Chuck Dixon, great writer, don't care. Yeah, and that's fine. That's fine. I just wish more of us were like that. Goomba Guy says, "Preach, Brandon, preach."
Thank you. I try my best.
I hope you guys like Brandon. I think you like Brandon as a guest.
Thank you.
One thing I do appreciate about Chuck during his heydays, though, is he never let politics mislead. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and I appreciate that. I like when you're just writing a character, and you're servicing the people that are sending your paychecks. DC Comics is giving you your paychecks, so you should at least try to further their characters along. That's your job.
I like it too, though. I like how Dennis Camp uses his social commentary a lot to tell these stories while also being like, "Hey, there's some bad stuff going on. Maybe we shouldn't be okay with it." I think that's a cool use of the medium to tell these, because at the end of the day, I'm not only reading Batman for Batman, I'm also reading Batman for the person writing Batman. I want to see their take on the character and how they see the character through their eyes. And if it's through the eyes of, I don't know.
Here's what I like. When I see a creator that I really like James Tynion. I love James Tynion. I love his, and I hate horror. I'm not even a fan of horror, but I think what he's doing with Something Is Killing the Children,
phenomenal,
and Exquisite Corpses. I think what he's doing,
and World Tree is great too.
Oh my God, World Tree, the Department of
Truth, Department of Truth.
Oh my God, I think his stuff is, and he's my favorite all-time Batman writer. His detective run, I just love James Tynion.
And his Justice League Dark was also phenomenal. Yeah,
I would love for him to come back to DC, by the way.
I would too.
I love him.
He's not that. And I think he said he was just done with superheroes. I think he just wants to do his own imprints, which is, I respect it.
I wish he would come back and write. I would love if he'd come back every once in a while and do something.
I agree.
Next Tuesday says he loves a 9-panel grid.
I do as well. I like just how even everything is. I have one for, this page hasn't been seen, so I'll show you hybrid.
All right. Oh, good. Yeah.
I think it's been lettered already. No, it has, but I don't think I'm allowed to show the lettered pages. So I'll just show the pages.
All right.
So this is one of my 9-panel layouts that I wrote.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. I was like 9 panel identical layout. I literally wrote Tom King style. And Paul goes, "What does that mean?" And I was like, "What do you mean? What does it mean? Nine identical panels? What do you mean? What does it mean?"
Just open up Heroes in Crisis, for God's sake.
Open up any one of his books.
Is there a lot of dialogue? Did you write a lot of dialogue with dialogue in every box?
Okay, so Nate, the letterer, he went up to letter it and he was like, "God, you're wordy." And I was like, I didn't realize how wordy I was when I was writing it, but going back and looking at it, it's a pretty wordy book, guys, and I apologize.
What do you suddenly turn into Bronze Age or Silver Age, Brandon?
Yeah, there's a lot of internal monologue because that's like the focus of his internal thoughts and what's going on with his struggle with losing his family and everything. And then you have to go with the dialogue of actually what's happening in the book. So
you're so young. Do you remember comics with thought balloons?
Yeah. I mean, I've read some of the Stan Lee Avengers stuff.
Okay.
It was hard to get through, but I read some of it.
You've experienced early Stan Lee. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's bad.
Not
bad. It was just like wordy for the sake of being wordy and not actually saying anything. It was just like, let me use 1,000 adjectives before I say the action. And I'm just like, okay. Yeah.
Bronze Age, it started getting better, but the modern age is my favorite comic.
I agree.
Because the comics are less wordy. And sometimes when it does get wordy, art writers like Brian Michael Bendis, he will do some amazing stuff in his books, where he will do one page will be all dialogue and stuff. And if you've read Sam and Twitch, or if you've read his Daredevil or New Avengers, all that stuff, he'll have parts of the book where it'll be very wordy, but he'll get rid of
it out the way. Yeah, that makes sense.
I just think his stuff is great.
I like wordy when it adds to the story, but sometimes it's like there's some books that are just too wordy for me, like Watchmen. I can't get through it. It has nothing to do with Alan Moore. It's a little too wordy for my taste.
I agree.
Yeah. So.
Yep, I agree 100%. Let's see. I posted Fats and Todd pictures in the Discord. Oh, I want to go to our Discord and read it. I have to see.
Yeah, definitely check out Fats and Todd Kills the DC Universe. Definitely check it out. It's
Roomba guy. I've got to see it. I'm gonna go to this. What's it called? What's the website?
It's called Global Comics. It's like
Global Comics. I'm gonna go there. I gotta write down my notes. Cosmic, you're making me write down too many notes.
And it's comics with an X, so COMIX instead of ICS.
Global Comics, Fatson kills the DC Universe. Fatson Todd kills the DC Universe. I love what I learned. Batman has killed 1,000 times, and I'm not talking about Golden Age or Elseworld or alternate timelines. I'm talking regular continuity. Well, it just happens, but he's never. Has he meant to kill? Come on. You know what I mean? Has he meant to kill?
Batman's the GOAT. That's all I gotta say. That's my closing statement. Says Batman's the GOAT.
Yeah, he is the GOAT. I love Nightwing. I think I might put Nightwing 1, Batman 2. It's either gonna be Batman 1, Nightwing 2, or Nightwing 1, Batman 2. Just depends on what the mood is. But I love Bruce Wayne. I love his son. I love that relationship. I love those characters. AC says, this is the part where I say Legion of Superheroes and racist. Well, how dare you, AC? I will say it. How dare you?
I'll say it too.
Yeah.
How dare you? Legion of Superheroes is fire. I'm excited for the new run. Joshua Williamson is writing it.
Meant to be an Elseworlds. I hated it. I just hated it.
Yeah. Did you love Joshua Williamson? You saw he's writing Legion, right?
Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
Dude, I'm
excited.
Of course.
I'm
so excited.
Oh, I don't know when that's coming out. Listen, this is how much I love Joshua Williamson. If you've ever watched my videos, you know I don't buy single issues.
Mm-hmm.
I buy trade paperbacks, blah, blah. Okay, but if you would go through my office and you'll say, I wonder if Ray has any single issues.
Is it all Joshua Williamson?
You will find, I know I have it somewhere in here. You will find Joshua Williamson's Iron Man. I have it somewhere. It's underneath. Here, it's underneath. Oh, if you look, if you look at all of these books here
Oh my God.
on my desk, I have all these omnibuses. There's a row of omnibuses here, and there's a row of omnibuses here. On the very bottom of this is Iron Man by Joshua Williamson, single issues. I have
Let's
1
go.
and 2 because I'm such a Joshua Williamson fan that I just think he's great. I can't wait till that Iron Man run comes out in paperback. I love Joshua Williamson, and I am so excited because I think I'm the biggest Legion of Superheroes fanboy in the world. I'm sure I'm not, but I feel like that.
I believe
And
there's
I'm
not a lot.
So happy that he's.
See, I always loved the Legion because I grew up watching the Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes animated show that came out in the early 2000s. It was one of my favorite animated shows. So it was. I got introduced to them pretty early because
The book that got me started was Legion of Superheroes, Superboy and Legion of Superheroes number 203. That's the book that got me started, and it is an amazing book, and I have been hooked since then. So if you go back and you read Legion Bronze Age, starting with Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes, around 195 or 197, through all of the when they changed the name from Superboy to Legion of Superheroes to just Legion of Superheroes, the Jerry Conway era, the Paul Levitz era, the Great Darkness saga, then the Paul Levitz Baxter series. It's so, I mean, I love the Legion of Superheroes, even the Mark Waid stuff and the reboot. I just love it.
Yeah, I like the Bendis stuff too.
See, I wasn't a fan. I love Brian Michael Bendis, but I was not a fan of Bendis's Legion. I didn't like the world being. I didn't like the fact that that Earth is. I'm too optimistic for that.
That's fair.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So, but
I like John Kent a lot. So just to see him in there was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was good to see John Kent, but I don't think it's. I don't know. I think he might do something with Superboy Prime. I don't know what he's gonna do, but
I hope so. That would be cool.
I hope that. I just hope it's gonna be Gray.
I do not want to cut you short, but we might be going out to.
Yeah, I go. Yeah, dude, you're more than I told you. I'm at whatever you. I know. I just want to say, to wrap it up. I love this interview. You're such a nice guy.
Thank you.
I'm so glad that we got to know each other on TikTok early, and I'm so glad for your success, man. Congratulations. Your content is fantastic, and I've loved having you as a guest. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you for having me. It was great
he should be a guest as well.
I will. I'll let him know.
It's been a joy. Cosmic Collector on TikTok and YouTube. You guys should follow him. I highly recommend. As you know, he's great. You guys saw it today, and good luck, buddy. Good luck to you. Good luck to your girlfriends. I know you said your girlfriend's parents are in town. So, by the way, Cosmic, do you have this is the last question, and this is for Batmantha. Cosmic, who you should also follow. Do you follow Batmantha? Okay.
Yes.
Cosmic, do you have a favorite type of video to film on TikTok? And do you have an amount of videos you try to upload every day?
I try to get at least 3. I would. That's my goal every day is to get at least 3. I would love to get 5 to 10. That's like the ideal day. My favorite type of video to do. I love doing towers. Towers are so much fun to do, and hauls. I love hauls because it's just me freaking out about the new stuff I got, and I basically do that anyway, and I'm just doing it on camera. So I love doing little.
I saw a video. You and your roommate you did this thing where there would be a flashing characters on your head and you were trying to predict who the character was or something. You were doing a video and you guys.
Oh, yeah. We do like guess the characters. Those
yeah,
are always fun to do.
I really liked those videos.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
Really good.
I like the little games. They're fun to play.
Yeah. You guys do have a lot of fun. But anyway, I had a lot of fun talking to you, brother. I really enjoyed being with you today, and we'll get together some other time. And I want to, when your book becomes big and DC calls you and you move on, I hope that you remember ChubbyRay Comics.
If I ever get signed on DC, I promise you, I'll be you'll be the first podcast I go on.
Awesome, dude. That's you guys heard it.
Yeah,
you heard it.
I'll tell you right now. If I ever get signed to DC for a book, I will come on your podcast first.
And I am predicting The DC character you are going to get a chance to write.
Okay.
The DC character you will get a chance to write is, I'll show you. This is my prediction.
Okay. And hear me out. If you get this prediction right and I end up writing for DC, I'll make sure the artist throws you in the background somewhere. All right.
I would love it.
Okay. If you get this right.
Here's my prediction. I might be wrong, but I'm just thinking, who's a character that they would give to a newbie to see what they could do, knowing you've done grifter fanfics? So it would be somebody with a different mode. They might give you a grifter, but I think
I'm in.
I've
already written it.
I think Booster Gold. I think they're going to want to do a Booster Gold thing, and I think you're going to get a chance to write it.
That would be insane. I've already written a blue and gold, or half of a blue and gold fan fiction. It's basically like The Hangover if it was blue and gold, and it's so much fun. I'm loving it. It's all a bunch of time shenanigans, and I get to do a bunch of different stuff with time. So if DC, if y'all want me to write Booster Gold, I will 100% do it. I
want you to write Booster Gold or Grifter,
and I'll make sure they go back in time to the 90s, to the 80s, whatever, and they'll see you on your rock show.
Yeah, there you go. That'd be awesome.
I got you.
Cosmic, it's been a pleasure, man. I appreciate you joining me, and best of luck to you, partner.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining me. Roundtable with Cosmic Collector. As fun as I thought it would be. Thanks, brother. There you go. He was awesome. I love that kid. He is so, you know what? 24. He doesn't know it, but he's got the world by the balls. He really does. Kid's got it figured out, man. He's already developing time management skills at 24. He's got a girlfriend he's in love with who accepts his fascination with comics. He's set. He is set. Way to go. I love that guy. That was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I love it. All right, let me go to, we have so many great comments, guys. The audience has been killing today. You guys are always so great. I love you guys. By the way, Carl, when are you coming to town with that detective book, brother? I don't know if you guys saw this, but here we go. I just saw your text, Carl. I'm reading them now. I got a new segment. How about nerds like? That's a great idea, dude. Nerds like us. I might put that underneath the roundtable logos. Well, Wasabi when he makes the new logos, because I'm switching from AI to Wasabi doing my logos. If you're ever near Decatur, let me. So now I've got to drive and get the detective book. Well, if I have to. Yeah, I was wondering, when are we going to get detective? Because you guys, after we get done giving this book away, and I'll show you the book we are giving away. After we get done giving this book away, JMD Mateus, Spectacular Spider-Man. After we get done with that, we are going to give away Detective Comics by Peter Tomasi. And that is because Carl has got an extra one. He says, well, we're going to give it away. And I think it'd be great. As soon as we're done with this one, we will go to giving away the Batman book. All right. Speaking of giveaways, if you have gone to the ChubbyRayComics.com, if you have gone to our Patreon page, you will notice, by the way, super chat. Thank you, Gun Fanatic. Oh, yeah, dude. Gun Fanatic, Carl. We got a bunch of veterans. There's a bunch of veterans that watch this show. God love you guys, man. I think it's wonderful. Yeah, I love it. Oh, Carl says you're bringing it to. Oh, that's awesome, brother. Cool. That's good. Well, I look forward to seeing you. Okay, guys. If you go to the ChubbyRay Patreon, at ChubbyRayComics.com, I have put up the next giveaway, the giveaway that I want to do tonight. I have put it up. It is there. It is there. You will see the giveaway. It is Thunderbolts. It is Thunderbolts Dark Reign. And you guys know I love that book. Thunderbolts Dark Reign. All you've got to do. Let me make that free access. I think it's right now it's paid access. Let me make it free access so anybody can sign. All you've got to do is put a comment under the giveaway Thunderbolts Dark Reign. Put a comment under there and you will get on the wheel. I want to do a wheel tonight. If we can get Thunder on, we'll do an elimination wheel. So go there and comment. Go there and comment to win Thunderbolts Dark Reign. That's what we're giving away. And I want to hold up the book to show you if I get it out from under all the stuff that is on top of it. Here we go. It's Thunderbolts Dark Reign. This is a giveaway. Here's the giveaway. Now that we got a super chat, I'll be staying on later. So we're going to give this away tonight. Thunder, if you're in there, let's get a wheel made up of everybody who's commenting. So go to ChubbyRayComics.com and comment under the Thunderbolts Dark Reign post, and you will be eligible. You will be eligible to win this book. All right, we're going to do it tonight, of which I think it's awesome. All right, that's the plan. That'll be our giveaway tonight, and this is for anybody. Just go to ChubbyRayComics.com and comment. All right. Chris says it's a thick book. It's a very thick book. Yeah, it's almost like a compendium. It's very nice. It looks almost like an epic collection. It's nice and thick and fantastic. And you guys will love it. And this is the omnibus. This is basically part of the omnibus that's coming out. So I'm not going to need it anymore because I'm getting the omnibus. So what the hell? Go to the Patreon. Aaron Genie says, go where? Listen to Wes. Wes says, Chubby Ray Comics Patreon. Yep. Go there and comment. That's all you got to do. And then Thunder will make the wheel. Is Thunder in to make the wheel? You know what I mean? Is Thunder in to? I don't know if Thunder's in to make the wheel. I love it, but I cannot wait. Cannot wait to give it away. I want to give that away tonight. So I know people are going over to you're commenting on the Chubby Ray Patreon. Go to ChubbyRayComics.com and comment. All right. And I see that Aaron Genie has actually commented. Way to go. Congratulations, Aaron Genie, for figuring that out, brother. Galandowski, you better have commented. Galandowski, I hope you commented, brother. Let's get you commenting. I want to make sure we get a good winner tonight. So I love when we do the elimination spin wheel. It's great. Oh, by the way, Wes says, I don't think Thunder is here. Is Thunder here? I haven't seen him. I don't know. No Thunder. That means Tom might have to make the wheel. Oh. Tom, you want to make the wheel? Or are you too busy? I wish Christina could do it. Is this another one? Chubby Ray, I got the shipping. Oh, love it. Love it. Gun Fanatic, you're the man, brother. By the way, Goomba Guy says, I got to go. Thanks for the interview. Cosmic's one of my favorite comic short form content creators. Goomba Guy, I'm hoping I'm going to interview a bunch of them. I love interviewing comic content creators. I love interviewing this. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but I instantly liked Cosmic. He's fantastic. I love that kid. He's awesome. He's a great guy. I really enjoyed interviewing him. By the way, Wes says he just pinged Thunder on Discord. You know, I have Thunder's phone number. Let me see if I can find it. I've got Thunder's phone number somewhere. Let me try to call him. We'll try to call him, guys. You want to call Thunder? Where is his number? Where in the hell? I got to try to find that number. Somebody let me know what is the area codes in Phoenix. I think he lives in Phoenix. Oh, here he goes. Thunder. Oh, Thunder. Thunder says he's in chat. All right, thanks, buddy. Awesome. Thanks, Thunder. Thunder is in chat. All right, Thunder. I was just about to call you. He's got a 623 area code. Awesome. All right, buddy. Let's get a wheel. Let's get a wheel going. About 5 minutes. I want you to create a wheel of everybody who's commented so I can give away Thunderbolt's Dark Reign. All right. I want to give it away. That's awesome. I love it. Ray's not, I'm not going to ask Siri. I will not ask Siri because Siri hates me. I'm convinced that Siri is not a fan. Siri hates me and wants to embarrass me. Ray needs a sidekick to keep him up on tap. I know. I need a producer. Tom is basically a producer, but it would be nice. That's why I'm trying to get Christina into comics, guys. If I can get Christina into comics, she would be a great sidekick on this show. You know what I mean? Because she's also got admin privileges. She also has admin privileges for our other show. She has admin privileges for the StreamYard, which would make my life a lot easier. So I'm very selfish, of course, but that's what I'm hoping. Let's switch. What do you guys think? Green Lantern, Avengers. I've been liking this one lately. I've been liking some Legion. I've been liking my Legion background. I also have Spider-Man backgrounds, but the Spider-Man's pretty good. This Spider-Man looks good. Then I've got the Batman. This is the Annihilation. And I've got the Superman. Oh, I'll do Superman. Let's do Superman. Okay. That's good. I want to get my background right. Lotus Empire said he's not read Thunderbolts in forever. Is anyone excited for Punisher One Last Kill on Disney? Oh, yeah. I love John Bernthal. I think it's going to be great. Thunder wins the Thunderbolts, the irony. Wouldn't it be something if Thunder wins? I'm rooting for Thunder. I'm rooting for Thunder Flash to win. I really am. I'm rooting for him. I don't think there's any way for him to rig the wheel, though. I don't think there's any way to rig the wheel. I got an email from Federico today, guys. I got an email from Federico who says he's desperately looking for something, and he wanted to know if I had it. And all I could say is, Federico, I don't know what you're talking about. How dare you think I didn't have this? Of course. Of course, it's Legion of Superheroes. So, of course, I have it. Unfortunately, Federico, I've only got one copy of it, buddy. I only have one. If I had two, I'd send you my extra one. But, yeah, if I had two, I'd send it to you, but I don't. And I don't know. I got to be honest. I don't know if I could find it anywhere. It is that might be the hardest find. That might be the hardest to find Legion of Superhero paperback. I think it might be the hardest book to find. Yeah, it's it is very, very hard to find. I just saw one. I'm seeing one on I'm seeing them on eBay. But they're from Canada, UK, three from the UK, one from Canada, and one from the United States. But the one from the United States has a best offer. So let me try. I'm going to make an offer on it. Let me make an offer and see if they'll take it. Because I'll buy an extra one. I will buy an extra one. Just to rub it in Federico's face. And then sell him whatever. I'll grab it because I don't think Federico's in there, but oh, here he is. Is he in there? Oh, I thought I saw him. Sorry, Federico. Ray, just to make sure you saw, I got my books today. Supergirl and Legion of Superheroes, DC Universe Legends. Oh, thanks, buddy. I'm glad you got them, Aaron Genie. I'm glad you got them, buddy. You said this month was slow, but somehow I have 12 omnibuses on order so far this month. Dude, because it was a slow month for new books, because it was such a slow month, I ended up buying extra books. And my best friend dying, it put me in depression. So I way overspent this month. I had a credit card. I had a credit card with a $6,000 limit. That's dangerous. That is so dangerous. Oh my God. So I ended up just overspending on a bunch of books, but at least I got some whales. I got some whales out of the way. So, and you guys will see, the Holy Grail of whales on my next haul video. Fun fact, Ray, I've never read Legion. I just like to give you shit. So how dare you, AC? I know. You got to read Legion. You'd love it. Thunder says, as far as I know, there's no way to rig the wheel. Good. And Chris says, what do you think? Ray's a farmer or a barbarian? Ray, did you decide on the next book club? Well, it's not up to me. I said we were going to. Oh, I think I said we would figure that out on Tuesday's show after the roundtable, right? Let's get the final. All right, let's get the final. Let us find the next book club. All right. If I find the next book club. All right, here we go, guys. Here is the book club. Here is the book club. Wow, it's close. The winner of next book club. The winner of next book club is Redcoat. Redcoat Volume 1, followed by Batman and Robin Year 1. And it's close. I mean, it's really close. Here's the order that they finished. Redcoat Volume 1 was first. Batman and Robin Year 1 was second, right behind Redcoat. Third, there's a little bit of a gap, is Exquisite Corpses. Then Brave and Bold winning card, followed by Mr. Miracle. That's the final tally. But the top 3 books were Redcoat, Batman and Robin Year 1, and Exquisite Corpses. So let's do Redcoat Volume 1. We'll do Redcoat Volume 1 on for book club. So if you're going to be in book club, make sure, I'm going to put that in the Discord right now. Do you know the next book club is going to be Redcoat Volume 1. All right? Redcoat Volume 1. Book club number 2. Redcoat Volume 1. Everybody read that book, and we will do the book club. What do you guys think? Next week? You guys ready for next week? Is it too soon? Do we need some more time to read it? Should we go next week or the week after? What do you guys think? Redcoat Volume 1. I just need a picture of it. I probably should have taken a picture of mine. I'll put a picture up later, unless Wes, if you can get a picture and put it on my post, it'd be awesome, of Redcoat Volume 1. It would be awesome. By the way, Wasabi's been sending me potential logos. That's awesome, man. That is awesome. All right. So it's done, Wes. Did you do it? Did he already do it? God, that's awesome. All right. Has everybody... Oh, thank you, Wes. That's awesome, buddy. All right. That's what the Discord should look like. That's great. Okay. So did we get everybody in? I saw that C&T commented. Magneto wasn't wrong, though, commented. Noah commented. Carl, JP Gosu. Next Tuesday, I want to make sure all those guys are in. All right. And then we'll go to the wheel. We will go to the wheel. I just want to make sure you got everybody in. Yep. Looks like you got them all in, pal. Let me see if C&T's in. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I see him. Okay. I think we got everybody. I think we got them all. You guys ready? Oh, awesome. All right. Thunder says we're good to go. All right, guys. This means I'm going to start. I'm going to start. Marcus Anderson says, I just got Redcoat Deluxe. Absolutely, yeah. Read Redcoat Deluxe. We'll only talk about the first half of it, but definitely. That's how I'm rereading it. I'm going to reread from the Deluxe, buddy. I love it. I love it. All right, let's see. Are we ready? Because when I start the wheel, there's no turning back. No turning back. Is LP, did you get LP in? Make sure that LP got in. We don't want to keep LP out. LP, did you go to ChubbyRayComics.com and get your comment in? We want to make sure you're on the wheel, brother. I want to make sure LP's on. He should get a chance to win. So LP, hurry up and get in there. Hurry up, go to ChubbyRayComics.com. ChubbyRayComics.com and comment. So you could win Thunderbolts. So you can read Thunderbolt, or you can win Thunderbolts Dark Reign, which is a great book. You're going to love it. Whoever wins it will love it. All right. Oh, okay. LP, you're in. Okay, great. All right, guys, here we go. Let's bring up the wheel. We're going to bring up the wheel, guys. We're bringing it up. Good luck, everybody. Good luck. I'm not going to lie. I'm rooting for Thunder. Thunder, I'm rooting for you, buddy, because you never win shit, and I want you to actually win. However, I'm looking and I see one. I see Chester's back in. Yes, Chester's in. Yes. And if Chester wins, he gets a treat. So I see one, and I'm rooting for Thunder. I'm rooting for Tom. And I'm also rooting for, just because I have a feeling, not because I like them more than anybody else, but I'm also rooting for Joey, for Jose. There you go. Those are my picks. Either Thunder, Tom, or Joey Morales. All right, here we go. First person eliminated. I might have just named one of them. Oh, Russell. Sorry, Russell. Thunder, I thought you were going first. I thought you were going first, brother. All right, here we go. Number 2. Let's see who's going to get eliminated now. Oh, no, LP. No, brother. Oh. LP, I was secretly rooting for you, brother. I really was. I was thinking, well, it wouldn't be bad if this is not rigged, Christina. All right, let's see who's next. So far, we lost Russell. We lost LP, 2 of my faves. Oh, Tom. Oh, Tom. Sorry, brother. I gave him a kiss of death. Sorry, buddy. That's what I get for picking you. All right, so now I'm going next Tuesday. I'm going either Thunder, Joey Morales, or next Tuesday. Those are my picks. All right? Oh, Gallandowski, no! Oh, Gallandowski. Gallandowski, one of my faves. I'm always rooting for Gallandowski. It sucks that he lost. Oh, man. Sorry, Gallandowski. All right. Oh, no. Thunder, no. Oh. Thunder, I thought this would be the one, brother. I really did. I thought this was your time. Thunder, I'm so sorry, brother. So sorry. Chris says Christina just rigged it just like the county fair games. It could be Christina. Christina's an admin. She could have logged in. She could have logged in and rigged it, for all I know. She could have done it. All right, let's see. Oh, no, not Carl. No! Carl! Oh! Dude, that sucks. That sucks, brother. Because that would save me shipping costs. Because Carl's going to come over with that detective book. I could have just given it to him then. All right, let's see who's next. Is it going to be Joey? Is it going to be next Tuesday? It's Chris. Oh, Chris. Sorry, Chris. That's why I know that Christina didn't rig it, because Christina likes Chris, because he always talks nice about her. Always talks nice about her. So she didn't rig it. Let's see who's next. Raul. Oh. Raul's one of my favorites on book club. It sucks that you lost, brother. I like Raul. He's a fellow Latino man like me in comics and tortillas. Sorry, brother. All right, let's see who's going. Let's see. Oh, no. Oh. Next Tuesday lives. But El Gazebo, I love El Gazebo. El Gazebo gets eliminated. Next Tuesday, you're still on there, buddy. All right. Here's my picks. My picks is Joey Morales next Tuesday or Noah. Those because Noah's young. Next Tuesday and Joey Morales. That's one of the three. Those are my three I'm rooting for. I could be wrong. Oh, no, not Condor. Oh, Condor. Sorry, Connor. Goomba. Sorry, pal. All right, let's see who's next. One of the things I really like about this community is almost everyone on the streams is a regular who Ray knows. Yeah, I get to know. I get to know everybody. I think it's great. I just love it. All right, let's see. Oss AC. Sorry, buddy. Is Oss Andrew? All right, let's see here. Oh, Aaron Genie. Oh, no, brother. Aaron Genie finally got in and he lost. Oh, hell yeah. You didn't win shit, man. Sorry, brother. All right, let's see. Here's who I'm rooting for. I'm rooting for Noah, Joey Morales, next Tuesday. And then if one of them goes, I know who's going to take their place. I just figured out who's going to take their place. All right. Good luck, guys. JP Gosu. I don't know who's JP Gosu. How do I not know JP? How do I not know JP? JP, I'm sorry, brother. That sucks, buddy. Wes is predicting Chester. Wes is predicting Thunder is predicting Chester. Carl says, I like the Rice Krispie Bowl of Death better than the wheel. Oh, just wait. Just wait. By the way, Aaron Genie's saying rigged. Well, it's not rigged. We're gonna get some. We'll get some wheel. I'm gonna get some wheel entries today. We will get some real entries. All right, here we go. My three are still in there. Aaron, sorry, brother. Sorry, Aaron. Aaron should have gotten his omnibus today. Did he get it? Did he come in and say he got it? Aaron Genie now rooting for Chester. Gun Fanatic rooting for Chester. I love it. Oh, no. Bye, Chester. No treat for Chester. He was very excited, too. Oh. Sorry, buddy. No treat, little Chess. All right, let's see. Who's next? C&T. Oh, no, brother. C&T. All right. 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 7 left. We got Xbox by Degrees, Phenomenal AC, Los Master, Joey Morales, Jeffrey Wallace, next Tuesday, and Noah. Let's see who's next to go. The 3 that I'm rooting for are still in there. Oh, we just lost next Tuesday. Sorry, next Tuesday. Xbox by Degrees. You've taken place. I'm rooting for you, Noah, and Joey Morales. Let's see who's next. Oh, not Los. Carlos. Sorry, brother. I like Los when he puts his haul video or puts his haul pictures up. I enjoy them. There's only 5 left, guys. Here's the top 5. Good luck. Xbox by Degrees. Sorry, brother. My picks of Noah and Joey, they're still alive. They're still alive, along with Phenomenal AC and Jeff Wallace. You guys are all still alive. Let's see who's going to win. These are all guys who have won before, right? Jeff Wallace. Sorry, pal. Sorry, Jeff. Okay. Noah, Joey Morales, and Phenomenal AC. Wow. Two of my picks are still alive. And AC, I of course I wouldn't mind if I don't care who wins this. I like all these guys. It's gonna suck because one of them is going out. One of them's leaving. Phenomenal AC. Oh, brother. Okay. Can we talk about what are the odds? What are the odds that my picks are the ones that are still alive? My picks, Noah and Joey Morales. They were like, my 3 picks were Thunder, Joey Morales, and Tom, and then Noah came in. They're still alive. One of these guys is going to win. Who's going to win? Here we go, guys. Good luck. Noah! Noah, you win, brother. Congratulations to Noah. Noah, you are the winner. Congratulations, brother. All right, Noah. Thunderbolt's Dark Reign is yours. You're going to love this. This is what's going to be in the new omnibus, the Dark Reign omnibus. This is great. This is a great story. This is really good. It is the Dark Reign era. It's such good stuff. It's written by incredible. There's an incredible group of creators doing this. It is really, really well done. Paul Jenkins, Christos Cage again, Andy Diggle, Daniel Way. So much great stuff. You'll love this book. Really good. Congratulations, Noah. It was not rigged. By the way, Wes says he's leaving to go watch the Punisher special. I hope it's good, brother. I hope it's great. I can't wait. We don't have too much longer, so we're about to leave anyway. All I'm going to do is I got to get some entries. Let me get some entries. Let me get entries for the Spider-Man book. All right. Here is our entry for the member. Here's the member that's getting entered. All right. Oh, JC the Comic Geek. JC the Comic Geek, you just got entered, my man. JC the Comic Geek. There you go. All right, Tom. Tom, let's get a rando. Let's get a rando. So JC just got in, and Tom, let's get a rando in. Count over 25, under 100. All right. Let me make it to my phone where you guys could see. Good luck, everybody. Oh, wait, my wife just texted me. My wife just texted. So hold on. I don't know. It's not Tom. I gotta wait for Tom to text. All right. Here we go. Tom, 3, 2, 1. Go for it, brother. There have been a hell of a lot of chats today. A lot of chats today. And by the way, my phone is so dirty. My phone is so dirty. You could. Did Tom already text? Oh, that was Christina texting. Christina, don't text over Tom. People need to see Tom text. I'm still scrolling to the top. Well, we had a shitload of comments. I didn't read any of these comments when Cosmic was on. I didn't read them. By the way, thanks for the super chats tonight. It was really good. I feel like I had a successful show. We're getting super chats. Oh, that's Psycho Dan. It's Dan, why are you texting? You guys don't text over Tom. All right. Now I got Tom. All right. I got Tom. Tonight's rando is proudly sponsored by Shrieco Meal, the only cereal that screams before you do. Last Minute Alibis LLC, because Dan and Christina definitely weren't here. Ray's Blame Depot, open 24/7 now with bulk accusations. Unclaimed wedding rings. just not to each other since 1987. And thanks to those fine micro sponsors, the rando is shoved towards the Rice Krispie cup of death, where the snap, crackle, pop sounds suspiciously like breathing. And that rando is Carl. Carl, brother. Carl, you're going in. All right, so here we go. Congrats to JC, the comic geek, and Carl. By the way, because I love doing this, because I get such, and I don't know why I get such a kick out of doing this. I think it's very cruel and rude, and but I have to announce who is above and below Carl. And then I'll award Galandowski with a "You didn't win shit." Oh, Galandowski, sorry, brother. He was above Carl. Beneath Carl, next Tuesday. Sorry, next Tuesday. But Carl was the winner. Next Tuesday at Galandowski. You guys don't win shit. Sorry, guys. By the way, if Carl wins this omnibus after just winning the spectacular Spider-Man omnibus, how pissed off are people going to be? All right, let's get these guys in. There's Carl. There's JC the Comic Geek. Okay, it's coming up, guys. May 23rd, we're doing the drawing. May 23rd is when we do the drawing. Let me have a protein drink. I haven't eaten today. By the way, I got no sleep last night. I had to get injections into my knees. And so I got 2 knee injections. And I have been unable to sleep. I haven't slept since I slept Sunday night. Then I got my injections yesterday, and I was up I couldn't sleep last night. And then I was up all day today. So hopefully I'll be able to sleep. Hopefully I'll be able to sleep tonight. Hopefully I'll sleep tonight. So fingers crossed. I really hope Christina can come over tomorrow because, man, look at this garbage. Look at this. I definitely need this garbage can emptied. And Christina bitches when I ask her to empty out the garbage. So, but maybe I'll empty it myself. I'll go ahead and empty it tonight. So I don't want to get too mad at me. All right. Let's go to the last of our comments. See what else we got going on here. Ray loves. Oh, how dare you, Goomba. Oh, this is stuff from earlier tonight. I want to go to the new comments. Good luck, Andrew says. Just found your channel. Your channel is. Oh, thank you, Jacob. Appreciate it, brother. Jacob, you're going to love this channel. Long essay from Tom incoming. I think Tom spends all day writing those damn things. Tom is a writer, so he loves any excuse to write. He's all for it. I better get into Spider-Man. I'm into Spider-Man like Doc Ock. Phenomenal AC says, trash can fam. Yep. That's why I need to empty out the trash bag, because it won't be long when we're throwing people in the trash can. We'll be throwing them in the trash can during the elimination drawing. We'll be doing on May 23rd. How dirty is it? My trash can is dirty. Thunder says Christina's trying to rig it. We saw these. Thunder says, I don't think I have. Is Thunder? You're not in, Thunder? Thunder, if you don't get in, I will put your entry in because you've been so good with getting the. You've been so good with doing the elimination wheels. I love elimination wheels. I just love it. By the way, Goomba Guy says, I'm about to finish the Chip Batman Omnibus, even though I started it yesterday. It's one of the best Batman books of all time. Dude, I've been like that. With these. I am so enjoying these X-Men books I'm reading. Oh my God. The video that members will get tonight, everybody else gets tomorrow. That video is all about my X-Men rabbit hole that I've gotten into. It's really crazy how much I'm loving it. I mean, it really is. I'm shocking myself with how much I'm loving it. I just finished Wolverine, the X-Men. It's so good. You guys, it's so friggin' good. It's so good. I love it. Love it. Definitely enjoyed the Knight and Red Hood story more than the main. Yeah. The Red Hood story Cheer. Red Hood story Cheer is a great story, right? I told you guys that. Gun Fanatic says it was a great night, people. So thanks. Awesome Gun Fanatic. Aaron Genie says, I spent the afternoon at the doctor today, lots of scans and blood work. They filled 14 vials of blood. Oh, dude, I've been through that. We're almost done, guys. Jacob says, I'm pretty new to comics, so I'm learning a lot from you. Thanks, man. Jacob, I hope you're learning a lot, brother. I'm right here with you, ready to answer any questions. Yeah, I'll get a free entry, but I still won't win shit. That's for you, Thunder. Just getting you used to it, pal. I'm getting you used to it. Chewy says, no, he didn't mean best, but you're enjoying it. Read some Venom War tie-ins in the last few days. My girlfriend got from the library for me. I haven't read the main event yet, but I think I might have to. Dude, Venom War is coming out on Omnibus in December, I think. All right. Are you guys, let's wrap it up, I think. I think it's time to wrap it up, guys. I want to thank everybody for joining me today. I had a blast. I want to thank Cosmic Collector. He was fantastic. He was a fantastic interview. Next week, I'll be interviewing the Omnibus God. on Roundtable next week, which is going to be great. And I want to thank all you guys for your great questions and for joining me today. I really enjoyed it. Congratulations to Noah. Get me your address, buddy, so I can get you Thunderbolts Dark Raid, ChubbyRay Comics at gmail.com. And congrats to JC and Carl for getting in the Spectacular Spider-Man poll. I will be back tomorrow night with ChubbyRay Comics Live. We'll be doing that, ChubbyRay Comics Live, at 5 p.m. Central tomorrow night. Come by and watch and join in. We got giveaways. If we get super chats, we go long. You guys know how it works. It's always the same old thing. We'll have some fun. Good night, everybody. Thank you for viewing, and come join me. Come join me tomorrow, but enjoy the Punisher tonight. All right, everybody. Love you all, and we'll talk to you next show. Bye-bye, everybody.